Boom. And we're live, ladies and gentlemen, with special guest little Jimmy Norton.
Thank you.
Jimmy, I didn't think you was going to be here. This is a total surprise. This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm shooting something tomorrow, and I wanted to watch the fights. I'm like, I didn't think you'd be in town. You're always off. Like, every time I call, he's like, he's away, he's hunting, he's unreachable. And I was just happy that you got back to me.
Yeah, dude, it was perfect timing. We decided a while ago. Well, I was supposed to be out of town, too. And then decided to come back and make it back in time for this. I'm like, wow, we should definitely do a fight companion. So we decided to. But Eddie was available, luckily.
Yes.
Eddie Bravo, Eddie Bravo.
Should we be watching the UFC right now?
Yeah, we are going to watch two different things at the same time, folks. This should be fucking complete chaos. The deal is that the Canelo-Alvarez fight is supposed to start at 8 o'clock. That's what they've been pushing. And I think they're doing that because they're trying to get a lot of people on the East Coast to buy it, because after 11 p.m., you're like, Jesus Christ, I want to go to sleep. Because they were doing them a lot of times at like 9 p.m., 9:30. It's fucking midnight in New York.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You're tired.
It's a Saturday, people can do it, but it's like it's tough to when it goes on 11, 12 o'clock at night.
It's not wise, especially with boxing, because boxing has weak undercards. Not necessarily saying that this is a weak fight,
right.
But even if they have a good undercard, what do they have, like 2 fights, right? I mean, how many fights do they have? You don't want to see more than that.
No,
on like a pay-per-view?
The worst part is when you watch one of these fights on the East Coast, by the time you get out the arena, get your car, you have time for one drink maybe, and then they shut down bars.
Well,
You're
the
like,
good thing is from the East Coast, they shut down bars at 4.
Yeah, New York's 4.
Out here, you can go back to your hotel room, take a shower, take a little power nap, and then you're ready to go to the after party, right?
Yeah, it's over at like 10-ish.
It's way better.
Yeah,
on the
it's
West
way
Coast.
better.
I never watch boxing anymore either. Like, I watch Conor and Floyd just to watch it, but I never watch. I think I watched the last Triple G fight. That's it.
I watch all of his fights, and I watch all Canelo's fights. And you know what's weird? So when you're watching a guy start to slow down. Like I watched Miguel Cotto's fight, and he won, but he's getting hit more than he used to get hit. He's like 36 now. I don't think they have UFC-style testing, though. They don't have like USADA. They don't have a Jeff Nowitzki. So these guys can get away with a lot more. It's a little slippery with like.
Right. I don't think they do steroids in boxing.
That's hilarious.
It's illegal.
Dude, you know what you got to see? Icarus. I don't know how you say it. Is it Icarus or Icarus?
I would say Icarus. I-C-A. Yeah, but I would say that.
It's one of those words that I've only read.
Is it a documentary?
It's fucking amazing. And it's all on this Russian doctor that was like one of the top guys over there for steroids, and how much shit they can give you and you still test negative. Holy fuck. These guys are wizards. They take this guy who's the main person in the documentary, and they just pump him full of steroids. He's like, I want you to have a full CC of this and 5 of that. I mean, he's shooting like 6, 7 things in his ass.
So they're filming an experiment.
Yes.
Oh,
They're filming an experiment with this Russian guy who's one of the things they said was that out of the Russian athletes, there was some estimate in the high 90s of percentage of people that are on steroids.
Who wasn't on steroids?
Well, I mean, still, like to this day. In Rio, the Olympics were thinking about banning the entire Russian team. They're like, their anti-doping program is so sophisticated and so state-sanctioned.
Well, can they pass USADA testing, though? Could they pass that level?
No. I mean, it depends. Because see, the USADA thing, they'll show up at your fucking house. Like you have to give your whereabouts at all times.
Yeah.
They will catch you. And the other thing is, they keep your piss and they keep your blood. And they keep it for a long time. I think like 7 or 8 years. And they actually just busted a guy who won the Olympics, I think I want to say 2008 and 2012 or something like that. But I think it was 2 guys. I don't know. Maybe Jamie could find it. But they took away their gold medals, these Russian wrestlers.
They busted them 8 years later?
Way later. They didn't have a test for whatever they were doing. So that's what happens is like these guys are one step ahead, but then the tests catch up, and then they find stuff in them.
And they retroactively go and grab your shit from years ago. It's like when they save somebody's head like Ted Williams, hoping they can find a cure for whatever he died from and bring him back. That's why they freeze your body or freeze your head. Right.
That's so crazy. The freezing the head thing is so bananas. You're like, well, listen, for $5 more, we can keep your body. No, dude, I'm taking a chance as it is. Let's just go with the head.
Just the head, yeah.
Just the idea that they're going to just keep your head frozen. And then you need to get, like, they don't wake you up amongst the first people. You get woke up after they figure out how to reattach heads to bodies.
Right.
Like, you get woken up way later. Like, when they figure out just how to reanimate dead bodies, that won't be that big of a deal. But then to attach heads on a new body, like that's a couple more decades.
Unless you talk to Ray Kurzweil, he thinks we're going to have that in 15 years.
Yeah.
He's a very wishful timeline.
Is it possible to be such a famous fighter? You're rubbing shoulders with the powerful, the elite. You're so famous. Is it possible for a fighter to have so much fame that he has connections
to the Illuminati?
No, the people that
Like
are
the
testing.
Bilderberg group?
No, the
Oh,
people
that are
testing for
testing?
steroids. That he would
Yes.
never get busted.
It is
That would
totally-
be like
it's totally
little winky
possible.
winky. Certain
Yeah.
is that possible?
It's totally possible, but it's just super unlikely because there's too many pieces involved. Too many people would know. And it's also, there's no benefit to them. They would have to be getting paid shit tons of money. It's just so sneaky. Like, what if someone dies? Like, what if someone gets a shit beat out of them and winds up dying? And it turns out that these people got a hold of some money, and that's what allowed them to not do drug tests on this guy, and this guy was on juice, and then he goes in and beats someone to death.
It's kind of hard to keep anything electronically a secret. I mean, the head of the CIA couldn't make a fucking email disappear.
Look at this. The Russians
But no one got
refused
busted.
to return
It
stripped
doesn't matter if
Olympic
anything
medals.
gets out. No one goes to jail. Hillary's not in jail.
Well, he stepped down, though. He had to step down because he was having... I'm just saying...
Yeah,
What were you
They
saying,
all-
Jim? I missed it.
I was just
reading
saying.
the Russian
I was
thing.
saying electronically, you can't. Nothing's a secret anymore. Like when
Right.
what was his name? The head of the CIA who was cheating and he got busted in that stupid email.
Yeah. Well, what? Yeah. Petraeus.
Yeah, Dave Petraeus. Yeah,
And he was, a war hero.
yeah. He ran the whole. What do they call it? The theater. He was.
Do you know the story behind him, though? How he got caught?
I think
was-
they were investigating someone else, right?
No, he was hooking up with a chick, and the chick was a little mouthy.
Didn't she write his book? His biographer.
I think there was her, and I think there was another one. And the other one, what might have been a part of some freaky marriage situation where the husband and wife bang other people or something. It got heavy enough where it was weird.
Yeah.
And one of the ways they got Petraeus out of there was like through some sort of adultery clause, which is hilarious.
Yeah, it's like a morals clause, right? Like
This
you're not
guy
fit.
is one of the best killers in the military. And you're telling him, if you bang other chicks, we won't let you kill people.
It's
I mean, this
it's
is all
crazy.
information that's coming from the mainstream media. Like, who knows what really happened?
Oh, those guys
Right.
tell the
Who
truth.
knows what's going on?
Yeah, who knows? Like,
Who knows what that is?
why they made him do that? Like, what pieces might have fallen into play, Frank Underwood style, that allowed that to happen?
Well, who did
Yeah.
he piss off? It's like
Exactly.
Elliot Spitzer pissed somebody off 10 years ago, and they went and digging, and they got him.
Well, Spitzer went after the banks. It's really a shame about Spitzer because in any other era, Elliot Spitzer would have been probably like a big time hero, like some sort of a clean him up cop type
Right.
of guy who's like looking out for the good guy. The problem is there was some serious hypocrisy because it turns out that he was actually targeting brothels
Right.
as well as visiting them, which is just. Yeah, man, you can't do that. Like, it's just it's one thing if he just got hookers,
Sure.
but the fact that the guy was arresting all those
Going
people,
out of his way for it, yeah. He was a real douche. And it's like, that's why I love to see these guys who legislate against gay people get busted in restrooms and stuff, because you're actively trying to fuck somebody's life.
Oh, for sure, and it's always those people. It's always those people that care so much. They get angry at gay people. That it's just such a classic story.
They're hiding. They've been hiding their whole life. That they overdo it just so that no one sniffs them out.
It's such a classic cliche that you see it and you're like, oh God, so obvious. Good
HBO
Lord.
did a great documentary on politicians who were outed, like who were anti-gay but got outed as being gay.
You know what it's like? It's like that really scrawny type of male feminist that's always like sticking up for women and saying, like, of course you are. Like, it's such a cliche. It's almost the same cliche
Right.
as the gay guy that hates gay marriage and hates gay people because he's trying to cover it up. It's usually these guys that are like overwhelmed with lust. The women seem so impossible to get with that they morph themselves into this like semi-real human being that only looks out for women's issues all the time, 24/7, doesn't see anything wrong with women ever. You know that guy where it's like, you're not even real anymore.
Yeah, it gets you to put on, because then you're fucking allowed to walk among them and be comfortable,
Yeah.
and they trust you.
And they call you an ally.
Yeah.
You're an ally.
Yeah, and they fuck the allies, so everyone wants to be an ally.
Of course.
Let's watch the UFC.
Eddie Bravo
Look,
doesn't
this
like
is-
boxing. But look,
Boxing.
man, they keep punching each other. It is interesting how it becomes way less interesting, right?
Yeah, I haven't.
mean, it
I
just
just can't
does.
watch anymore.
Well, I watched Mayweather versus Conor.
Sure.
I thought that was interesting.
I was in Iceland for that. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. It was in a bar, and it was fun to watch because of again, I wanted to see if Conor would do okay, but Mayweather against anybody else, I have no interest in.
Yes,
Oh,
that
man, are
was
you
lots of
kidding?
fun. That was lots of fun.
Dude, I like watching that guy fight, period. I watch Mayweather even if it's a boring-ass fight. Because what you're watching is some guy that just can do things that other people are not able to do.
He's great.
He's one step ahead.
I just don't enjoy him. Like I watched the Pacquiao fight in a bar, and I was like, ugh, what am I
You can't
fucking doing
remember
here?
one round from the next. They all look exactly the same.
What channel on
219?
219? Thank you, sir. So what we're going to do, folks, is just go back and forth from the fight.
So you got you're
this.
totally hardcore MMA fan. Would you consider yourself?
I love
does a
it.
podcast
Yeah, I mean, I
with,
do.
Matt
Me
Serra.
and Matt do the UFC podcast.
That's
But I'm
right.
on it.
Right,
I'm
okay,
a
that's
fan.
right.
Matt's like the expert, and I'm like the guy who can do the more
You're all
human
over
side
it, though.
interviews.
Every UFC you're going to try to watch, unless you got something going on, right?
I watch most of them. I usually watch them the next day on the
Okay.
Fight Pass because
All
I'm
right.
usually doing gigs Saturday night.
Dude, Matt is great.
I love Matt, dude.
He's such a great guy.
He is.
Matt took Eddie and I into his gym when in like 2001 or some shit. Remember that? He took us to his gym. He picked us up at the train station. We took the train into Long Island. He picked us up in the train station, took us to his gym, showed us his apartment in the basement where he used to pee in a jug because he drank
Yes.
so much water. He couldn't
Shit.
get out of bed because he
Yeah.
needed to sleep because he was fighting.
Sure.
So he would just carry a jug and put it right by the bed and just piss in the jug in the middle of the night. It was hilarious. Matt Serra is awesome.
Yeah,
I love that
and
guy.
he's such a real guy. Like he's exactly that guy all the
Yeah,
time.
he's great. He's great. What a great move it is to have him on that Dana White Looking for a Fight
Yeah.
show and to have him on your podcast.
Well, he was
You
at the
know?
podcast first, and I think that they asked him a couple of people, and when Dana brought up my name, he's like, "Yeah, I would love to," because we got along well.
Yeah.
So it's a fun dynamic. I mean,
It is fun. You
He's a
guys
fu-
and you guys got gelled with each other. You know, you gel.
Yeah, it's silly.
Yeah, but you could see it's like you guys are friends. It's fun. That's like a big thing, man. You know, and I think people underestimate that. It's one of the reasons why these TV shows sometimes are so stale and flat.
They're stiff, yeah.
Well, they don't like each other. They're not friends with each other.
Right.
You know, like people like when they see people who actually like Goldberg and I. Like when we used to do broadcast together. Goldberg's my friend.
Yeah.
Like I really like that guy. And John Anik, same thing. Anik's my friend. Dominic Cruz is my friend. Like I hang out with that guy. He's interesting. Paul Felder, like I could hang out with these guys. That's big, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's why people like these kind of podcasts. That's why people like, anything where people get together and they can hang out and you feel like a real camaraderie versus like Entertainment Tonight. Thor is back, and boy, is he angry. Yes, he is, Mike. Thor is back, and the newest, most amazing version of Thor. Let's take a look. Like those people don't. Even if they are friends, you can't tell.
Yeah, it's unwatchable and it's unlistenable and it doesn't feel. It feels like nothing you can connect to. It's
not
like I don't know
silly.
anybody I speak to like that.
Exactly.
No one's going to tell each other to shut up on that show.
I wonder if with Wonder Woman now at the forefront of sports and technology and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's annoying.
They have like these scheduled promos that they do that feel so stale and everything's just stale.
Well, that's why even on TV I go back and watch old Dick Cavett shit, like interviewing
Yeah.
Richard Pryor in 1985. I'd rather hear a real conversation with dead moments
Yeah.
than like a late night TV show now where everybody thinks they're on fire every time the cameras are on. It's terrible.
And it's most of them these like entertainment shows, like shows on entertainment. Like, poof, that's hard to get right.
Well,
You know?
it used to be that the networks had all the power, and there wasn't ever a content problem. It wasn't like, damn, we need content. There was slots. There's Thursday 8:30, Thursday 9 o'clock. There's just those slots. That's it. We got plenty of motherfuckers trying to make pilots. You know, that's never a problem with content. Now, it's the opposite. Now they need content. So more people can get their shit out now. It used to be totally controlled. TV has always sucked. You can't watch 80. We watch TV shows that we grew up on because we had no choice. I would watch TV going, okay, what's the best of these terrible shows? I'll just watch that. You're like, fuck it. Back
Yeah, but
to
you
Channel
used to
11.
think some of them were good back then too, right? Now
Some
you
of them
look
still,
back
I
and
think,
think
are good.
about it.
like the Fall Guy.
Come
I used
on,
to look
terrible.
forward to the Fall
Watch
Guy.
it now. Watch the Fall Guy now.
It probably doesn't hold
They
up.
didn't have to be good. And TV didn't have to be good.
You're right.
They had all the control. Now,
Yeah.
shit, it has to be good. And now you need content.
The $6 million
It's a whole
man-
different world.
I used
That
to
holds
love
up.
that.
The
I
Sasquatch
used to love
episode
that.
where he fought the Bigfoot, douchiest thing ever on television. But I couldn't wait to watch
TV
that.
Oh, this is a
sucked.
good fight.
Oh,
Kamaru
yeah.
Usman
Yep.
and Sergio Moraes. This is a great fucking fight.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman is a stud wrestler, fucking serious athlete. And Moraes is
Great at
one of the
jiu-jitsu.
best jiu-jitsu guys in MMA today.
Yeah, for sure.
Tapped out Crone Gracie in his first black belt match. He's legit.
Anybody that he's the guy that set up that mounted triangle, right? Nice and slow.
Yeah. You know what he said once about one of his opponents? He said, it would be more likely that he got me pregnant than submit me. He was talking about the improvements in his striking. He's like, in striking, I think I have the advantage. And on the ground, it would be more likely that he got me pregnant than that he submit me. That's how badass that motherfucker is. But Kamaru Usman is a stud. And he is super legit, fantastic wrestler with really good striking. Very strong guy, very dangerous. Could be future superstar, world champion guy.
He seems like the type of guy you have to take out. Like against Leon Edwards, just like Edwards was actually doing really well against him. It seemed like in the first round.
Yeah.
And then once he had him on the ground, he was finished. So it seems like
Usman's he's a savage.
Well,
He's
how does
so
he finish
good.
people? What do you got to watch out for?
Smashes them, ground and pound, vicious
From where?
wrestler. He can do everything, man. He can submit guys.
He's good at jiu-jitsu, too?
He's
He
a
gets backs
super
and chokes
stud
people?
wrestler, but he absolutely can do all that stuff.
What are his best
He's
submissions?
an American top team guy.
So he's like a black belt in jiu-jitsu?
No, I wonder what he is in jiu-jitsu. I wonder if he's ranked. But there's a lot of guys that aren't ranked, like Michael Chiesa. Michael Chiesa, in my mind, is like a black belt, but he's not even ranked.
should that fight have been stopped, you think?
No, definitely not. Never. You don't stop chokes. Why would you stop a choke? You let a guy go to sleep.
So his objection
you
was
stop
fair.
it if the guy's unconscious. He was
Yeah.
clearly not unconscious. Guys get out of shit. You
Yeah.
got to give him an opportunity to get out of shit.
His
And
arms were like this, man.
Yeah, I've
right.
heard both.
You're right. You're right. You're
Yamasaki
right. But
stopped it because
was
he knows
doing
the
this.
next move. Yamasaki stopped it early. Yes. He should have let him go out. Yes.
Yes.
But 100%. Yamasaki, everybody, any black belt knows when a guy's about to go out. Before he goes out, his hands go like this, and that's what happens. And a lot of times, if you let go of the choke, you pop right back up and say you're all right.
You're totally correct. But
So, Buddy should have let him go to sleep.
Should have let him go to sleep. And here's the other thing. This is absolutely also possible, too. Some guys, when they're getting choked, they will concentrate just on their neck, and they will tighten up their neck. And they won't do this and fight around with it. They will literally put all their energy and concentration on their neck and avoiding the choke by just squeezing and holding on their neck. If they think they have a little bit of blood flow, if they can force a little bit of blood flow, and they think that they can stay conscious longer than the guy can squeeze. I don't buy it for the long haul. I think on the long haul, a guy like, someone's a really good fighter, like a Damian Maia guy, he's gonna fucking put you to sleep. You can't do that on him.
Right.
The question is, can he do it on Kevin Lee?
But do your
Kevin
arms go
Lee's
that
really
limp
good
though?
on
He's
back,
very
though.
good.
Do your
He's
arms
very
go
good.
that
Watching
limp
a lot
though,
of-
even when you're tightening your neck?
Yeah, but he's not limp if he's doing this. Okay, his arms are here, right? So if he's concentrating on his neck and his arms are here, if he really does decide to stop doing this and just try to concentrate on his neck, it's not a good strategy, but it might be something you would use if you thought you were fucked.
Right.
If you thought you were fucked, you're in a really bad spot, and you really can't peel his arms off, and you go, you know what, I might be able to just power through. And he might not. He might have had a tap, or he might have went to sleep, or he might have gotten out. We don't fucking know.
Right.
Because guys have gotten out of some crazy shit. In fact, earlier that night...
There was a woman who got out, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
She looked like she was gone.
Who was she?
Fuck, I forget that fight. What was that fight? Find out what the card was on the Kevin Lee, Michael Chiesa fight. But the point is, it's not dangerous. It's not like an armbar or taking punishment on the ground. Like when someone takes a couple extra shots on the ground that aren't necessary, that's bad. But if someone gets choked out, that's not bad. It's not bad. You got to let them get choked out. You're not preventing any damage.
Glenn, who just did that fight that should have been stopped. On the, I want to say it was one of the prelims. Gavin Tucker.
Yeah, Gavin Tucker and Rick Glenn.
Against Rick Glenn. That
Horrible.
was bad.
Horrible.
Yeah. I saw
Yeah.
Dana tweeting. I hadn't seen the
Yeah.
fight yet. He's like, this referee sucked. And then when I watched the fight, I'm like, this must have been the fight he was talking about.
Well, you know what the thing is that it was a slow beating. Rick was giving him a slow beating. He just kept beating him up. There was no giant big bombs, but it was an accumulation of bombs that never ended. He was so workmanlike and professional. It was a very, very impressive victory.
Is that
man.
why he didn't get? I thought he should have got like a fight of the night or performance of the night. I mean, I thought that was a pretty amazing, and he didn't get anything for that.
Which were the girls that almost choked the shit out of each other? Was it Felice Herrig and Justine Cush? Yes, it was.
Was that? Oh, is
Justine Kish and Felice Herrig?
that? Is
won
that
that?
the fight where she shit or
Yeah.
no?
Who won that?
I believe Felice did, right?
When did that happen?
Yeah, Felice won unanimous
Last
decision.
week?
No, that
No, that was
no.
a couple months ago.
I think
okay,
was that
that's
the
right.
was that
It was
the fight
Kevin Lee
that
Michael Chiesa fight?
that Kish had that that
Yeah,
she there was that fight.
allegedly shit herself.
Oh, whatever happened, yeah.
I don't know if she did or not. Supposedly that can be grounds to stop a fight now. It's
Yes.
like in the rules. Like if you shit yourself, it's too dangerous because there's all like scratches and shit.
Yeah.
If you have cuts, like you can get like the worst staph infection known to man.
And plus, you may make a move to avoid being put in that's going to put you in other kind of danger. Like just 'cause you don't want
Yep.
your face mushed in that, you may do something that
Right.
puts your neck in jeopardy.
That's a very good point. If someone's going 69 on you, if you're in like north-south
Yeah, yeah.
position, which is a legit position, and this dude just shit himself, that's super rude.
yeah, it's a bad place to be.
But hey, man, it's life and death in there. Kamaru Usman, here we go. Look at that. This is a good fucking
Yeah.
fight. This is like a, what's going to happen here fight. Dan Mergliata.
Dan slimming down.
Yeah, he's only 500 pounds now. That guy's gigantic.
How tall is he?
Huge. He's like at least 6'5". And he's not like a tall, thin guy either. He's a giant. For real, though, he's probably 300 pounds. Easy. Very interesting fight
This
here.
170. Oh, yeah.
451 of the first round. 50, 49, 48, 47 if you want to sync it up with us.
42, 41.
Moraes is missing a tricep on his left arm. Look
You
at
know,
his arm.
Sarah's got one missing. Oh, no, he's got a bicep missing.
Yeah.
What happened to the tricep?
His arm tore and he never got surgery on it. Or if he got surgery, it never came back. But look, you can see he doesn't really have a tricep on his left arm. He got hurt. He got hurt to the body.
Oh, shit.
He's in a lot of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble.
He won't get on top of him.
Yeah.
Look at that. He's hurt and he's on his back and he won't get on top of him.
Yeah, but that's smart. Like, make him stand up if you're tooling off on him.
But he's on his back. It's
Yeah,
suicide.
but on his back, he might have a chance to do something. Standing up, he's getting tooled.
I'm agreeing with you, Joe. I'm just.
It's smart. Moraes
interesting.
it's smart. I mean, wouldn't you tell him that if you were Kamaru's coach?
Fuck yeah.
You're like, don't go on the ground with this guy. Let up. Kick his calf.
Because isn't there that chance he's just going to wrap his arms around you and catch his breath?
Oh, 100%. Not only that, he might sweep you. You might think he's more tired than he is. He might recover quicker than you think. Next thing you know, he's got deep half on you. And next thing you know, he's swinging.
Now, he might have a better shot on his back than he does standing.
Hey, how long before someone starts doing side kicks and front kicks to the calves and to the shins? How long before like a shin kick comes back, like in school? Remember when that hurt like a motherfucker? Kids would kick kids in the shins.
Yeah, but I think that after that Silva Weidman fight, and
It's
people
going to
saw
break
that.
your toes.
Yeah, but not if you curl your foot back in like a front kick.
Oh, shit.
It's a legal kick, right?
Yeah, I think it's legal if you could side kick the thigh.
If you could wheel kick the head, how is anything to the leg illegal?
It's hilarious, right?
Yeah.
And almost, I mean, how many people that get hit on the back of the head? That's one thing I was noticing about boxing tonight. Guys will complain while they're in the middle of an exchange if a punch hits the back of the head. They touch the back of their head. Like, hey, you're cheating. You're hitting me back here. Don't fucking hit me back here. It's almost like an excuse for getting hit at all. You fucking never see that in the UFC, in stand-up. You never see guys complaining about getting hit in the back of the head. You hear about it on the ground, like you hear about like sometimes when a guy's trying to finish someone, they'll hit him all over the place, and sometimes they'll hit the head, whether it's on purpose or not, they only know. But standing up, you never hear about it.
Well, did you think that referee was pretty
Oh, he's
tolerant?
hurt.
Oh,
wow.
he's out. He's out.
Oh, shit.
Wow. That was sensational. I told you, Kamaru Usman is legit. That dude is seriously talented.
Yep, standing up was a smart move.
Yeah, he could be the one. That guy could be a legit world champion. I believe he's undefeated, too. He has one loss. Who's his loss to?
It was his second fight or something. I think he's on a long winning streak.
Who's his loss to, Jeremy? Kamaru Usman. I'm a problem, he says.
Oh, man. For some reason, I thought he
Yeah.
was like Nigerian. And
He
would
is
have an
Nigerian,
accent.
but he
Yes,
came
guy
when he
doesn't
was
have an
young. I
accent.
asked about it. I thought he's
Serious wrestler. Serious athlete.
Look at that back.
Dude,
Look at that.
everything.
That's so thick.
His speed. And the thing is, man, he didn't even start out as a striker. Jose
He wrestled in
Caceres.
college?
He got submitted way back in CFA 11 in his second pro fight. Boom. Dude, look at the speed on that
Hold
shit.
on. What about this shot?
Oh, take that too.
You
No,
know,
is that Dan just giving this guy an extra second to see if he can
did
get
step
back up?
Look, Dan steps back. Look, he stops.
His
he goes,
eyes
no.
roll back.
Just wanted to see if the guy was conscious, because if he rolled and then he was looking at him and he had his hands up, he would have let it go.
Great
but he was-
stoppage.
he-
Great
perfect,
stoppage.
Perfect
That was
stoppage.
perfect.
So you don't think it should have been stopped before that punch? You had
it's
to
a
give him that
violent
second.
sport.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what? One extra punch.
Okay.
It's a violent sport.
He
They're trying
could
to-
have stopped it, but he could have recovered.
Yeah.
Like, that was the perfect stoppage. You got to let it play out a little bit. And it's hard to do. Dan's one of the best in the business, though. He's so good. He's on top. You very rarely have complaints about Dan Mergliotta.
All fighters hate being stopped early. You know?
Yep.
They all hate
do.
that. They
You know,
don't.
Gavin Tucker actually said that. He thanked that referee for
not
giving
stopping
him a
it.
chance. But that's just a guy who's too tough for his own good.
That was his first loss, though. I mean, he's a really tough dude, and like there was no way he was going to quit. But isn't his like orbital socket all fucked up? I mean,
He's going to have a lot of things wrong with him. He got beat up.
Yeah.
Real bad. It was a bad beating. Like, he took a beating the first round, it took a while before, it got sort of lopsided. But then from the second round on, it was pretty obvious that Rick Glenn wasn't getting tired. And he was just pushing this crazy steady pace, and just Gavin could not keep up with him. And Rick was long, and he couldn't get close to him. And Rick just had this very workmanly approach, just kept on him, and the dude just started breaking.
just a guy who knows, like a guy who's been around for a long time. At least the way Frankie Edgar beat up on Yaya Rodriguez, like a guy who's been around for a long time who knows how to beat the hot young guy coming up.
Well, Frankie Edgar's on a totally different level, because Frankie can keep this ferocious pace that so few people can keep up with. Like, Yair thought he might keep up with it. He thought, like, maybe when I get in there, I'll be able to scramble with this guy. I'll be able to keep up with him. My ground game's pretty good. Probably worked on getting back up to his feet. Probably thought, I'll surprise him. I'll surprise him. And when we're kicking, standing up, he's not going to be able to deal with my shit. He just realized there's levels to this thing. And Frankie Edgar is on that world championship level.
Is that what his thinking probably is? Like, there's no way Frankie's going to get close enough to me. I'm going to be able to keep him away from me.
Well, or catch him coming in, or Frankie might try to exchange with him on the feet and he has a chance to land something, or maybe his takedown defense is better than, Frankie thinks it is. There's a lot of thoughts that go into your head when you try to pull something like that off. But if you were his manager, it's not the fight to make. It's just not the fight. It's one of the worst fights to make. I mean, it's good to find out how you do against an elite wrestler, but not the elite wrestler. The guy who is a lightweight world champion. Now he's coming down to 145. The only guy who's been able to beat him is Aldo.
Yeah, that's a decision, I think, right?
Yeah. I mean, Frankie's goddamn world class. Aldo might have his number. I don't know, but that doesn't mean that Frankie can't beat a lot of guys. He fucked up Cub Swanson. Like, he easily is world championship level. But sometimes, like, guys, just for whatever reason, can't beat another guy. Like, Joe Frazier was always a world championship level boxer. Could not beat George Foreman. If they fought 100 times, George Foreman would have beat him 100 times.
Yeah, and that's
know?
got to get into your head after a while. I mean, Jones Cormier only twice, and plus all the stuff that happened. But there is always that one guy that you just can't do anything against.
There's guys that have a solution to your style. Do you remember Sugar Shane Mosley?
Sure.
Vernon Forrest. Vernon Forrest just had this solution to Sugar Shane Mosley. I believe he beat him twice. And it was like one of those things where Vernon didn't look the best. Rest in peace. He got shot, actually. It's a terrible story, man.
Was that
Someone was trying to
Atlanta?
rob
No.
his car. He tried to stop someone from robbing his car, and they shot him.
The gas station in Atlanta, is that the guy I'm thinking of?
Yeah. So
Did he chase the guys too? Like he chased them and it fucking popped them? It was
Yep. Yeah. And apparently he was a super nice guy.
Yeah.
It's just a really, really sad story. But he could shine against Shane in a way that he couldn't shine against other people.
Yeah.
But then, like, Ricardo Mayorga knocked him out, remember? I believe
No,
that.
I don't remember the fight.
I believe Mayorga knocked him out. Definitely beat him, I believe.
I actually met Shane Mosley at one of my first UFC events. He was there. I want to say it's 2008, 2009. It might have been a Rampage fight, 2009. It's weird to watch boxers in those things and how they react.
It is weird, right?
Watching Bernard, I sat behind Bernard Hopkins, and he had critical things to say about a bunch of guys rolling around. It looks gay, and then watching him and his trainers watch the guys on the ground. They're watching the stand up. They were fine, but what they really got impressed with was the stuff on the ground because that's the stuff he can't do.
Right.
So it was interesting to watch him watch his opinion change as he was there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they have to talk. The problem is there's like these camps. Like, look at that. Boom! Look at that right hand. Good Lord, that was clean. Like, you see him shaking his
One
head.
shot.
He's totally out of it there. Look at that timing on this. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
good. But, people just get lumped off into camps. Like, what sport's better? It's so silly.
Yeah.
It's so silly because boxing at its highest level, like tonight, what we're gonna watch in just hopefully like 5 or 10 minutes. They're walking out now. Oh shit, that is very compelling.
Do you know that's one of the main differences right there? What you just saw Usman do. That's one of the main differences between UFC and every sport is the way the fighters treat the fans and interact with the fans.
Yeah,
you just don't see that in any other sport.
No, it's true. And there's a lot of events where people get to meet fighters. They do a lot of events, a lot of signings and shit. You can go meet them and hang out with them.
And you get invested in them and you get connected to them. So then when they're on the prelims or the undercard, you still want to watch them fight.
Yeah. There's a lot of good things. The UFC figured out that boxing had fucked up, and now boxing has kind of picked up the slack in a lot of ways. Rob Font, powerful Rob Font. He's Mark Del Gratte's student. Very talented guy.
And they also figured out giving you the fights that you want to see.
Yep.
Like, just give you the fights. Don't make it wait 5 years like we did with Tyson Holyfield. Just put the fight together. Make it happen. You don't have 10 different promoters working on it.
Yeah. It's hard to do that with boxing, you know?
Sure.
I mean, this Canelo Gennady Golovkin fight, this is a unification middleweight title fight. Let's go to it right now. It's very fucking hard to get these things to pull off.
And it's all the behind the scenes people.
Yeah. Oh, David Branch. Why is this back thing is not working? This thing.
I gotta pee real quick.
Sucks. All right.
You think the bathroom's safe now?
Yeah.
I gave it the mandatory hour.
Yeah, it's a good hour. All right, let me try to find this. Jamie, where am I supposed to point this fucking thing? In there. Oh, that side. Okay, now it's working.
Big fight for Branch.
Huge, dude. That they give him Luke Rockhold? That's kind of crazy.
Is this his first fight in the UFC?
No, he used to be in the UFC a while back, and then I guess I'm gonna have to keep doing this. So 219.
No, last button or something.
Yeah, it's not working.
123 maybe.
Okay, hang on a second. This is the most boring part of the podcast ever. What did you just ask me?
David Branch.
David Branch.
He fought Gerald Harris way back in the day. Got slammed and KO'd. This is like his first fight in the UFC. He was in Gerald Harris's guard, and he slammed him and knocked him out cold. So it was a good fight up until that moment, but he was in his guard. He was trying to work his guard, and he got just body slammed.
And got knocked out from it.
Yeah,
he got picked up in the guard like Arona Rampage.
Gerald Harris is a stud. He didn't get picked up that high. It wasn't like that. That's the craziest shit of all time. Because that wasn't the guard. That was a triangle.
Yeah.
So
well,
all that
it's still
extra
kind of
leverage.
Yeah.
Think of that crazy extra.
You get higher.
Woo, dude,
Yeah.
that's terrifying. That's the most terrifying slam of all time.
Fuck yeah.
We watched that the other day.
You did?
Yeah, we watched the head collide as he slams him to the ground, and you see Rampage's head smash into Arona's head. Dude.
Yeah.
Nobody could slam
Double
people
whammy.
like Rampage slam people. All right, folks. So Gennady Golovkin just walked out.
Look at all those belts.
Motherfucker has a lot of belts.
Wasn't he on like a 23 or 24 first round knockout streak too before
Something
this last
preposterous.
decision? Yeah.
Something preposterous. Not
Okay,
first
who's the
round
champion here?
knockout. They're both champions.
Who's
Not-
heavier?
Well, Gennady Golovkin's been fighting at a heavier weight class, and Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather, I think, at 152, and I think earlier in his career he fought lighter than that, I believe.
Wasn't that way earlier too though for him?
Yes, he was a young guy when he went pro, like real young. What's that?
23 straight.
He had 23 straight KOs.
In the first round.
Gennady Golovkin did. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, 23 straight KOs. But then he went to. I don't think they were on the
Oh
first
no,
round.
they weren't.
I don't know about the
No.
Okay.
their first round.
I'm just
No.
adding to his legend for
Dude,
no
think
reason.
about how-
Just making
how
sure.
that-
Most of them, he would break guys down over
Think
a few
about how that
rounds.
Mayweather fight, all the hype and the promo, how it blew him up. He's from that fight, he's like a national hero.
Canelo?
Right?
Canelo
Yeah.
was already a national hero.
Not quite as big as he is now.
Yeah, I guess the Mayweather fight made him big, but when he just beat the shit out of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.,
That was terrible.
That
A
was
terrible fight.
That was sad to watch.
Yeah, my mom didn't know who Canelo was before that Mayweather fight. Now she worships him.
I don't love the dad either, to be
My
honest
mom
with
is
you.
as Mexican as it gets.
Isn't it sad to watch a guy like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight a guy like Canelo? Like you could tell one of
I
them.
missed it.
Oh, dude,
I thought he's supposed to be good.
One's in the family
He is
business.
good. He's good.
He's
tough.
just not that good.
No.
He get knocked out?
No, he got
No.
beat up. He went into a defensive shell. He just stopped firing back at all. He was just getting tooled on.
You know who he reminded me of? The kid in the Bad News Bears. Remember the kid when he's holding the ball and he's so pissed off at his father, and his father slapped him in the face and he won't throw the ball home? That's what he
Yeah.
reminded me of during that fight. Just like fucking just kind of standing there, letting it happen.
It was hard to watch, man. I was like, this kid doesn't need to be doing this. Like, he doesn't really want to do it.
Didn't it seem like he didn't want to fight?
Yeah, he definitely didn't want to fight
You think
him.
he had like a panic attack?
No, I just think he realized that there was just a level of commitment that Canelo possesses that he just doesn't. And he knew it in the there's like tells in their interviews. Like Max Kellerman does a very nice interview when he sits down with two fighters and he sits in between of them and he asks them questions and he'll ask him questions and they have this like translate thing back and forth. But you could see like psychologically Canelo had a big advantage over him. You know, Canelo was just saying, look, you know, his fight career has been a disgrace. I fought the best of the best. And he is, you know, his father was amazing and he was an incredible world champion, but he's just never lived up to the hype. And you could see, like, you know, he was like, well, I will now.
Yeah, it's not a good comeback.
I'm going to now.
That's a very poor comeback.
Was he good though? Was he like before Canelo?
He's always been good. He's always been
Was he
he's a
undefeated?
good fighter. No,
When
he's lost to some fighters, like maybe one or two. I can't remember how many people he's
Are you
lost.
talking about
quite
Chavez
honestly.
or
but
He's
yeah.
one of the best. He just can't get
He's-
that belt.
He was better, I think, a few years ago, but he's always been a very good fighter. Like, he's not a bad fighter. Like, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. knows how to fight for sure. He's just not at this guy's level.
But do you think it's because like their fathers are both? Like, well, I'm thinking about Marvis Frazier too, or guys whose fathers. When you grow up with boxing money, it's a little harder to be motivated than a guy like that.
For sure, you don't have that kind of confidence. You don't have that kind of mean streak. It's not a coincidence that so many of these guys grow up in impoverished situations. But here's the thing: John Jones, I don't think grew up in. I mean, his family's still together.
Yeah.
I think he had a comfortable financial childhood. I might be wrong about that, but I mean, his family's all together. So it doesn't, like, some guys are just better at it.
Yeah, but I
know?
think there's much more the other way than there are guys who grew up comfortably. There's some. Like Bill Lambert, they said grew up pretty comfortable and wealthy and was still like the biggest animal on the
It can
court.
totally happen. You could have a kid that has all the money in the world, but they just have some psychotic drive where they just want to be the best at something.
They want to prove they're not pussies.
I mean, it could be that, or it could just be there's people that just really love testing themselves. They just really love competing. And you get a few steps ahead, right? Like you do it for a little bit, and then you really start getting into it, and then you get into it more, and then it becomes becomes your favorite thing to do, becomes your identity. Like, even if you grew up with money, you could still become obsessed with something.
Sure.
And if you could become obsessed by being the best at anything, it's possible. It's just not as likely. It's way more likely when it's a poor kid. They grow up, with a sense of urgency. You grow up with like this knowledge in your head that, hey man, it might not always be okay. Like, there could be a real bad time.
And a lot of times your motive for going after it is different too, because you really do remember what it's like to have absolutely nothing. So your motive is to avoid that again.
Yeah.
And that's a very powerful thing.
It is a very powerful thing, and you can't fake that.
By the way, boxing has too much shit in the ring. There's just too much business
Too many
happening in the
people.
fucking ring. Stop it.
Look at all these people in here.
It's very unnecessary.
There's 30 people in
Yeah.
there.
It's kind of like that in music too, because the thought is that you have to grow up in the same kind of situation, to impoverished or like just a serious broken family, lack of love.
Yep.
But then you have Chris Martin, the singer from Coldplay. He breaks the mold. It's like valedictorian, brought up with money. And just a happy, he's just
like making music.
Yeah, exactly.
Bayless, that's by the way, the referee I think who was shitting on Conor and Floyd fighting. Who'd want to see that? It's two different sports.
Kenny Bayless did that?
I'm pretty sure that's the ref that they did not want.
Oh, that's funny. Well, a lot of boxing people, like I was saying before, they want to defend boxing. They want to be on team boxing. And honestly, I played a part of that a little bit when I had this thing with Lou DiBella.
That's right. You were very good in that, by the way.
Well, it felt like it was pretty easy.
Yeah.
He wasn't making very good arguments.
It was terrible arguments.
And the other problem is, if I really went to war with somebody, I said, yeah, I got that guy. It was a terrible argument, and I'm a fan. Like, that's the dumb part.
Sure.
I'm a fan of boxing.
Sure.
Like, and I probably know a lot. I bet if he and I sat down and we just started talking about classic fights, Hagler Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. Like, he would realize, like, really quickly,
Sure.
like, I'm a legit boxing fan. I fucking love boxing.
How many rounds did Hagler Hearns go? Was that 3?
Yes. Yes.
Who did he
knocked him
draw
out in the
with?
third. Hagler? Oh,
Oh, this
Canelo?
guy, yeah.
I don't know. He had that fight with Mayweather, though, where Mayweather did a genius thing. First of all, he made him cut a lot of weight, made him get down to 152, drained him up a little bit. And then, you know, he caught him before he reached the level that he's at now. Like when he fought Amir Khan, he fucked Amir Khan up, dude, with a haymaker of a right hand. And, you know, when he landed that bomb and put Amir Khan to sleep, you got to go, okay, this is a guy that's now at the fucking peak of his game. So when he fought Mayweather, Mayweather caught him right when he was getting into it, you know, right when he was coming up. And that Mayweather fight, I think, took him over the top. When you fight a guy that's slick and is talented and fucking fast and the timing that Mayweather has, you realize, like, there's levels to this thing.
Is Golovkin fighting at the weight he normally fights at?
Yep.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, this is his weight, man. He's the king. This guy's a beast.
I know. The guys behind him look exactly like him, too.
The good thing about this fight is, what's interesting is Golovkin, some experts believe that he might be slipping slightly. And Canelo is coming up. And the idea is that a year ago, Golovkin would have fucked Canelo up. This is what a lot of people believe. But now Canelo's better, and Golovkin might have faded a little bit.
What's the age difference?
I think Golovkin is, he's older for sure, but I think he's 35. See if you can find that, young Jamie. I want to say he's 35 or 36.
Yeah, Canelo's 27.
Oh, he's younger than
Golovkin is what?
34?
30,
I think he's younger than 36.
35.
35. Okay.
9
So
years.
yeah, so that's like
8
the unless he's juicing, that's the last of the squeeze.
8 years, yeah.
When you're around when you're around 35, like that's when the decline happens to almost everybody.
Right.
36 it slips, 37 slips more, 39, 40. Very rarely see a 40-year-old champion that's not on the sauce.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Randy Couture was such an amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
guy was.
well, it's really why Bernard Hopkins was the most
Hopkins,
impressive.
Jesus, yeah.
He went into his 50s.
Yeah.
And he still was outboxing world-class fighters and dropping them, you know? I mean, he got fucked up by Joe Smith, but Joe Smith is a monster.
Was that his final fight where he got knocked through the ring? Yeah.
Scary.
How old is he now?
52 or 53?
And he was 50 when he last fought.
I think he was 51 or 52.
And his brain is. I've interviewed him all. He's perfectly
Yeah.
coherent. Like I don't know how he
Here
has
we go.
nothing.
Round one, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Bravo, prediction?
I'm going to go with the Mexican.
Dude, you got to go with your people. I understand. Norton?
I got to go with Golovkin. Have to.
Yeah.
Because he's white?
Absolutely.
I feel like either one of these motherfuckers could shock the
Is
world.
Kazakhstan considered white?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's
Okay.
definitely white if you go to a black neighborhood and try to say the N-word.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. Are you white? Well, can you get away with being in a black neighborhood and using the N-word?
Yeah. Do you have
'Cause
that
if-
type of credibility
yeah.
or do you not? Yeah.
If you're Wesley
So-
Snipes dark, you can get away with using it anywhere in the world, right?
Sure.
So Canelo's white?
Canelo is actually Mexican, but he's got red fucking hair. It's crazy.
Freckles.
Kazakhstan's in
But if
Asia.
Kazakhstan is considered white, then why wouldn't Canelo be considered white?
He is white, for sure. I mean, he's Russian. Or, you know, part of the former
Kazakhstan.
Soviet Union.
That's right by
Kazakhstan.
China. That's right by
Yeah.
China.
Well, you know, a lot of these people have Mongolian in them. A lot of these people.
Is that white?
They're well, no, it's
No.
like an Asian, but it's that's Genghis Khan. I mean, Genghis Khan. I think they said some insane number, like 5% of all the men in Asia or all the people in Asia have Genghis Khan's genes.
Jesus. He
He's
was dumping loads all over the place.
Fucked everybody and killed everyone. Killed like. You know, they don't even know how many millions, but somewhere between 20 and 70 million people died directly by his hand.
You know what his daughter was named?
Which one?
Shaka.
Shaka Khan? I feel for you.
I met her in a falafel place in New York. Me and Godfrey chased her down the street and ran into
Oh my
meet her.
God.
Golovkin's fucking
Look at
him up.
this. 1 in 200 of the whole population of the world is directly descended from Genghis Khan. Look at that. Oh my God.
What years was he alive?
It was like the 1200s.
That's
I
basically
think.
100% of China.
Yeah. Oh, dude, this is a great fight, huh? Golovkin just double jabbed him. Ooh. That's a strong jab. That might be a big factor. He's used that jab before on guys, and shocked him and outboxed him. Lemieux, he did that with. He came out and started popping him with the jab, and a lot of people didn't expect that. He can outbox the shit out of people.
You caught him.
Yeah.
Uppercut. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
those are blocked, though. Nothing's happening there. Those are getting blocked. The jab is what you got to keep an eye on. See, or the counter right hand of Canelo, too.
He's a lot bigger.
Who?
Triple G.
Yeah, he is bigger. He's taller. See how that
Wider.
jab keeps landing? His face is fucked up, and it's the first round. He's getting lit up with that straight jab. He's shaking
He's got
his
a little
hand, though.
attitude.
He's shaking it a lot. Yeah.
Well, he gets angry at people and starts talking shit to him, and he puts his hands down and lets them punch him in the face. When he was breaking this one dude down, as he was breaking him down, he put his hands down, started walking towards him and letting the guy punch him, just moving his hands slightly, and then fucking digs in on him. He's a mean guy, man.
How many-
Golovkin?
Yeah, he's mean.
Isn't the
He's cute,
psychology of that
but mean.
amazing, though? When you drop your hands, a lot of times guys won't react immediately because there's a schoolyard humiliation of a guy doing that and you missing.
Yeah.
It's really weird to watch professional fighters not always just go right in when someone's hands are down.
Let me help you out with that. There's also a reason. When you drop your hands, you don't know where the punches are coming from. It's a different thing. Like, it's very tricky. When someone drops their hands, you have to be very careful because things can come from anywhere. It's one of the reasons why Tommy Hearns, when he jabbed, he kept his hand down here and he pop it up in your face. You don't see it as much. You don't see it as quick. If someone's standing right here and you see this and you see that, you see the hands a little bit more. It's a traditional pattern that you understand. But when someone has their hands down low and they start moving their head, shit can come wild from all over the place.
How many
You gotta be
pay-per-view
careful.
cards has Triple G headlined?
Only a few. He's been mostly like an HBO fighter, but because his pay-per-views didn't sell well. Like one of them only sold
which
like
one?
Gennady Golovkin. I forget who he fought, but he was like 150,000 buys. It's unfortunate because he's fucking like marvelous in there. I mean,
Who's
amazing.
the two best guys he beat?
Kell Brook's very good, and he broke him down.
White
man.
guy?
Yeah, no, he's a black guy from England. Really
What?
badass. World champion at a lighter weight. He was world champion, I believe, at welterweight, and he came up. Oh, look at this. Canelo, I don't like all that. It's a lot wasted energy right there. A little too much emotion. He like roostered him, got behind him. That's a lot of energy he just blew there in
that
a fight.
happened a lot, too, in Conor Mayweather, a lot.
I think that was different, though, you know?
Yeah.
These guys are way more identical in terms of skill and career. But I'm seeing Golovkin get the better of these exchanges.
They just showed
They
a-
both jabbed each other at the same time. Stiff. You know, the age could really be a factor. You know, Canelo's never really taken a beating. He only had one fight that he lost, and that was that fight with Mayweather. And he really didn't get beat up in that fight. He just got outboxed.
Was that a decision?
Yeah, unanimous, clear. Mayweather just showed him what's up. But he didn't knock him out, you know what I mean? It's like Canelo's beating the fuck out of some really good fighters. He's a super dangerous puncher. And Golovkin has been in way more wars than Canelo has. Canelo's figured out a way to avoid wars and just put it on people. It's just fucking really good, man. This is, for boxing, this is like as good as it gets.
Yeah, it is.
Because Canelo's still getting better. You know, ooh, that's a sweet jab. I mean, he's 27 now, and this fight is going to make him better too. You know, he's only 27. Golovkin, if Canelo managed to KO him and he's 35, could be the end, you know, or at least the beginning of the end. He's not 25, but Canelo almost is.
And part of the appeal is that he's 37-0. There's something about an
Yeah.
undefeated fighter.
I like those 3 G's on his belt. That's
Yeah,
huge.
it's dope. Well, he's undefeated for a reason, man. He's a fucking master.
Yeah.
in there.
Gucci should sponsor him.
Ah, that's right. We want 2 of your G's.
Or the Freemasons.
Just the other one put over your dick. Just put our G's up top, and then your G over the dick. Hublot, the watch company, sponsored his dick. Look. Isn't that funny that people care about that? Like that the UFC didn't want that. A lot of people felt like they see too much of that on boxer shorts. It bothers them. Like, I don't even notice it.
I mean, does it even help with sales, or does it just get into your psyche and you don't even realize it's in there?
It's a good question. I remember back in the day, cigarette companies used to sponsor fighters. Like boxers used to have cigarette companies on their shorts. Forget who did that. You know what? It might have been Mayorga. Who the fuck had a cigarette company sponsored them? Cigarette company sponsored boxers.
Do you ever see the old where they would sponsor cartoons and they would show Fred smoking a Winston? Like they would have like fucking what's that? I hate that show. The Flintstones.
Do you hate the Flintstones?
It fucking makes me sick. Despise Fred Flintstone.
Why?
I don't know. I just always hated them.
Why?
So it's a weird one. I'm not a big cartoon guy, but that one I
Ooh,
particularly
look at
hated.
that left hook to the body, son. Ooh. Boom. Golovkin with a crisp straight right. This is as good as it gets for boxing, man. It really is. You know, you got a guy in Golovkin, undefeated, 35-0, been blasting everybody, wanting that big fight. And then Canelo Alvarez, this proud superstar, who steps up, wants this fight, and just they knew the fight. They both called each other out. They both wanted. I mean, Canelo's always said he wanted to fight the very best.
He's bleeding. Golovkin, it looks like there's a cut under his right eye.
Oh, left hook and then another one behind it.
Wow.
God damn, Golovkin's good. God damn, he's good. He landed some shots there, man. Woo! That was an interesting combination, the way he threw the left hook and then threw it again. A surprising left hook, the second left hook in particular. He's forcing this kid to box with him, to slug with him. That's his style of fight. Canelo's a really good counter striker. And what's going on here now is Golovkin is just really coming to him, and this is like a perfect fight in a lot of ways. This is like the kind of fight you would hope.
But does Canelo want to stand there with him and trade punches?
Well, he wants a counter strike, but Golovkin's going to come towards him, so he has his opportunities. It's a brilliant fight. Like as far as like what stylistically, it's perfect.
Has Golovkin ever even really been in trouble in a fight?
Not really. He's been punched a lot though.
Never been dropped?
No, I don't believe so. I've never even seen him like stunned. He did have a really good fight in his last fight. Can you put Golovkin's record up so I can remember homeboy's name? He's had a couple of very good fights where, people are coming to him very, enthusiastic.
Who's the last fight he fought? Was Sherman was last?
Daniel Jacobs.
Daniel Jacobs.
Daniel Jacobs is the one. That's that guy. That was a really close fight. Awesome fight. But it was a unanimous decision for Gennady Golovkin, but Daniel Jacobs is fucking for real.
White guy?
Black guy.
Black guy, yeah.
He's super good. So it was a big win. And, everybody could tell watching the fight that Jacobs is super legit. We already knew it coming in, but so even though he didn't knock him out, he still won.
Damn, Canelo's fierce.
Fierce. Both guys are fierce. Oh, that left hook to the body by Canelo. They're both so good, man. Oh, that uppercut. Yeah. Damn. See, and then the other thing you got to think of is age, man. The reality of age. 35 with some wars behind him versus 27 with really no wars. Just smashing a lot of people. Real good trainer. Has been the same trainer since he was a kid. What are you showing me, Jamie? What's going on? Is that the UFC?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're amazing. How come we can't put it on that TV?
It's hooked up to my computer.
Oh, we got to fix that. Who are these guys fighting?
It's this fight.
Arm triangle. Look at that. Other guy, he's going
Gregor
underjack.
Gillespie
Yeah, he's
and
going
Jason
underjack
Gonzalez.
on him.
Well, folks, we should be on Twitter at the same time. We should be periscoping
Look at
this.
that arm triangle.
I don't use any of those live. Once in a while I go on Facebook. I know it's supposed to help, but I just can't do it.
Yeah, sometimes it's too much.
He keeps going back to the arm triangle. He lost it last time, and
Yeah,
then he went
he's
back
got
to
it
it.
now.
He likes it. Oh, no, he lost
No.
it again. Look, he's going to underjack it again. You go right back to it. Look, easy on this. He goes right back to it. Look at that.
that's his shit.
You could tell, I knew he was going to do it because he's so good at it.
look at
Like,
that.
there's no way he's going to wear him out. He's got to keep him in the chopping block
that's
right
good
there.
right there.
He's got to not try to finish him, just keep him in the chopping block.
What do you think of that way of defending?
Ooh, that was a nice way. Damn.
Yeah, when you grab, you S-grip.
No. That's the way you
under
defend it,
your leg,
but
right.
doing it the way he's doing it,
Oh, man, he's
he's
got
out.
him anyway.
He's gone. It's over.
Tap.
Was that what
There you go.
Dos Anjos finished off Neil Magny with?
Yes,
Yes.
he did. Yeah,
Yes.
smushed him. Round 4. Here we go. This is too ADD having the UFC play here too.
That was dude. You turned it
That was
on at
dope.
the perfect time because
Hoffa
that
Jamie.
end you rarely see an underjack battle in the UFC like that.
Yeah,
that
you're
was a
right.
battle. He tried it 3 different times. You rarely see that. You don't ever see that.
That's
as a matter
Gregor
of fact.
Gillespie. He's a fucking beast, man.
Gregor Gillespie.
Yeah,
That's a
he's
bad
a
motherfucker
beast.
right there.
He's a beast.
That was some good mount strategies. He wasn't trying to beat him up. He was trying to finish him.
Shot to the body.
Oh man, Canelo just hit him with a hard left hook to the body, and Golovkin's
Let's see if they show
pushing
that.
forward. These guys are going at it, man. This is crazy. This is a fucking war, man. I mean, like, we're watching like an all-time classic boxing war right now. Ooh, look at that jab.
Did that hit him? It looked like I missed him. Did I hit him?
No, popped him fast. Ooh. Eddie Bravo, would you be watching this if it wasn't for us?
Yes, because he's Mexican.
Did you know it was going to start at 8?
They always start around 8:30.
Well,
The main
not
events
usually.
in
They start at
boxing.
like 9. They decided to start this one early.
Okay.
Just to make sure that people on the East Coast. Look at that. Ooh. Golovkin with that jab.
You think that was the thinking too? Like, let's make sure people in New York and Jersey and Florida can order this.
Yeah, for sure. That's what. Oh, dude.
Ooh,
This is distracting the shit. All right. It was a good idea at first, but.
He just did that thing by where he dropped his arms a little bit too.
Yeah. He's boxing him up. He shook his head. As soon as they shake their head no, that means yes.
Yeah. Does that ever mean the guy isn't hurt when he
No.
shakes? Because why would you tell him you didn't hurt? You're not hurt.
Well, it does kind of like you ain't got shit. You could say that a guy, but the problem is when someone actually hits you and really dings you and then you do it, like never.
well, maybe the no is saying no. You didn't knock me down. Not this time. Maybe that's what he means.
Maybe. It doesn't seem like it. Mostly what it seems like, that didn't hurt. Like, that ain't shit. You didn't get me. No one ever says you didn't knock me down.
Yeah.
Except in like a Jake LaMotta movie.
That was exactly it. Great close up on the ring. He's trying to fucking.
Woo! Jabbing that counter right together. These guys are so well matched. Ooh, look at that tight left hook by Triple G.
He's hurt.
Triple G?
No Canelo.
You think so?
Yeah,
What makes you say that?
because he keeps going backwards into the ropes.
You might
That
be
body
right.
shot that you were talking about, right when that landed, he looked at his eyes. He went, "Oh shit."
You might be right. You might be right.
I keep forgetting these are 3-minute rounds.
And no, they're weird, right?
Yeah, you get into it, you're like, oh fuck the bell.
You know what's interesting about that? It's easier to go 5 minutes boxing than it is to go 3 minutes of wrestling. Yet the UFC is like 5-minute rounds and boxing is 3-minute rounds. They just got used to it. But one thing, though, is if you give a shorter round, there is a good argument for a shorter round. That argument is guys can go faster and harder in 3 minutes than they can in 5 because they have to conserve themselves.
Right.
Do you feel like boxing over the last year is making a comeback or not
For
really?
sure.
Okay.
I think boxing is in a good place right now.
It's making a little comeback?
Yeah.
And it might have something to do with the fact that there's a rivalry going on between UFC and boxing. Like, what sport is better?
Yeah.
I think it's bringing more attention to boxing, by the UFC fans. They're paying attention to boxing because there's this debate.
Yeah, maybe. It's a good idea. A good argument.
Maybe the UFC
Maybe
is
it does
blowing
help.
boxing up.
Well, it's also boxing's in a real good place right now. There's so many good fighters.
And could you-
Lomachenko, these two gentlemen. Right
Could you really
here.
do a 3-minute round in UFC? I mean, with jiu-jitsu and all that, it just
No,
seems
you
like
couldn't.
it
You
wouldn't
couldn't
work.
What I would think is maybe a 5-minute round of boxing would be kind of interesting. But I think they're doing it right, honestly, because I think, you could go hard and fast for 3 minutes, and maybe it'll ensure a faster pace for the majority of the fight than if you made guys fight 5-minute rounds.
How often do they give out 10-8 rounds in boxing?
When guys get dropped quite a bit. It's pretty common. It was uncommon for a long time in MMA, but it's more common now. Wow, that was good head movement there by Canelo.
That's because of the rule changes, right?
Yeah. Canelo avoided most of that. He's good. Really good defense there. His defense is tight. Good movement. Ooh, that's a good right hand to the body. It's just like to get to this level. What's exciting about this fight is that to get to this level, there's so much shit you got to go through. It's so rare that a guy comes out this good, Like, there's so few of them.
And it's even rare that you get 2 of them finally fighting.
Yeah, like this.
Who
in their
else? Who are the
prime.
top pay-per-view boxers? Right
You're
now?
looking at it
Floyd,
right now, man.
Floyd
Mayweather.
in this?
Yeah, when Floyd,
who else?
Floyd's retired. Manny Pacquiao's not drawing the numbers he used to. In his last fight, he fought and he lost to like a school teacher. You know, his time is basically done.
Where
or
did he
close
go
to
to
it.
fight? That was
Australia.
What about in the heavyweight division? No pay-per-view there?
Well, Anthony Joshua was a huge star in London and in England and probably in Europe and the UK. In America, he's a big star with boxing fans, but sort of like how Triple G's a big star with boxing fans. Canelo is a huge star with actual Mexicans, like across the board. And maybe you could say that about Anthony Joshua with England. I'm not in England. It could very well be that. Oh, look at that right hand over the top. He said no. He said no. I don't know about that.
What do you think boxing needs to do to keep the upward
It's just
trajectory?
hard. It's just hard. You got guys like Terrence Crawford. He's a bad motherfucker. You got Lomachenko. You've got some good fighters. You've got Andre Ward, who's one of the best in the world. The UFC the boxing light heavyweight champion, who's also the U.S. gold medalist in boxing. He's a beast, man.
I think what you got to do is give people the fights that they want, not make them wait for it for 2 years and 3 years.
Yeah, that's easier said than done, though.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
but
hard.
it's what helped the UFC, I think,
Ooh,
so
look at
much.
that.
Look at that. And they're shaking their hands at each other. Ooh, this is crazy.
Look at that shit.
Canelo's winging some shots. He's throwing them hard, man. Ooh! Oh. Golovkin
Maybe you
caught
wanted
him
to
with
tire
the right hand.
Golovkin out a little bit.
Maybe.
Golovkin.
Golovkin.
How do you say it?
Golovkin.
Golovkin.
Golovkin. Ooh, this is a good fight. Oh, dropped his hands. He got popped with a
The
jab.
fucking cologne on the back of his pants, Bijoun or
Is that what
Bijan.
it is?
Yeah, that's a cologne. This
Who's-
guy Norman used to wear it in a department store I worked in, and then he was arrested for stealing. He always smelled good, Norman.
Oh, that's hilarious. The smells.
Yeah, he smelled great. I was like, what is it? He's like, Bijoun.
People are weird with their fucking colognes, right?
Yeah. I have a whole fucking shelf full of them.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't know why I like them. It's overcompensation, I think.
I used to wear Jakar.
Oh God, yeah, it was great. That was like Guido stuff in like 1988, 1990.
You thought you had to wear it to get laid.
Yeah.
Girls
You gotta
like
put
cologne.
Jakar.
Capizios. Yeah.
They like it. For
like
some
it. You gotta
reason,
wear
they
it.
love it.
They like it. Gotta wear it. Gotta wear what they like.
I don't like a girl to wear perfume at all. Like I really don't like. I like natural.
Yeah.
I like the fruity smelling, like the sweet
Look at this.
perfumes.
Boom.
Not the grandma
oh,
perfume.
son.
Yeah, no, I
Mist.
don't like any. I wanted to smell like a fucking gorilla.
Look at Canelo. Canelo shook his head, but that was a bomb that he got hit with.
It grazed them.
It's weird, male perfume. It's weird that we accept that, you know? Oh, look at that right hand. Damn, dude. Golovkin's pouring it on. Oh. Golovkin is landing some shots,
He
man. It's
brings
only the
the fire.
6th round. This is just the 6th round. I don't know. Oh, Canelo's firing back. That's a hard shot to the body.
Yeah,
he hurt him to the
he hurt
body.
him.
He hurt him to the liver.
Oh,
and he went
shit.
back to it. Golovkin's
at
in
that.
trouble. He's hurt to the body.
He knows it.
Yeah, man. He does know it. He hit him with the right hand to the liver.
Look at he's landing left and
Yeah.
right now.
Oh!
Oh, shit.
What a turnaround. It's so hard to recover from that liver shot, too. You got to keep moving. But you're diminished. You ever been hitting the liver, Jim? I know you've had a lot of guys leg kick you and choke you.
I don't think anyone's ever purposely punched me in the liver. I've had a lot of things done. They're all unpleasant, but they say that's a pretty bad one.
It's horrible. And to fact, I'm pretty sure that happened just now to Gennady Golovkin, and you could barely tell watching him fight. Ooh, he got hit in the chest there. A little high. Ooh, this is a good fight. It's so back and forth.
Yeah.
I punched a guy in the liver in the 4th grade, didn't do shit.
Yeah, you got to work on your technique, son. The 4th grade means you were 9.
Are you sure you actually hit the liver?
Fuck yeah.
Totally, bro.
Crushed it.
It's a horrible thing to kick. When people
I
get
think it's
kicked
a
in the
myth.
liver, knee to the liver might be the worst. That's one of the worst. Knee to the liver is horrifying. That's Ronda Rousey was so good at that. She would tie girls up in that judo clinch and then just knee the fuck out of their body. It was ruthless because she was so good at the upper body control. She could tie you up so well from judo. Oh, Gennady Golovkin with the right hand to the body. she would just get a hold of girls, and then she started fucking nuking them with knees to the body. She did that to Sarah McMahon. God damn, this is good.
Yeah, this is really
So tense, right? Like anything can happen here. Fortunes can change. The drop of a hat. Woo! Canelo is firing him, huh? Both these
49,
guys
44, 49 to 44 power punches
do. God damn it, that is so insane.
in favor of Golovkin.
Is Ronda coming back, you think?
I don't think so.
She's going to wrestling, I
You
think.
think it's over?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think she wants to do it anymore. You know, for whatever reason, you could break that down psychologically all day. You know, Matt Serra had a great line that I never forgot. He said a long time ago that everybody likes to be the hammer,
Oh, yeah.
but nobody wants to be the nail.
Yeah. And
Ken,
there's always
if you're the nail, can you come back?
yeah, and there's always going to be fighters out there that you can't take down and that you're going to be forced to stand.
Sure.
And the level of striking right now with the girls is at an all-time high. And if you ain't on top of your striking, even if you get really good, it's still Russian roulette.
Yeah.
These girls are
So many of them are so
Savages.
good, like Shevchenko and Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, so,
dangerous.
you know,
so dangerous. It's just
what are you
going to
do
level.
if you can't take the person down? You have to strike. And then
Yep.
it becomes a kickboxing battle. How good is your kickboxing?
Kickboxing battle where you hope and pray that something goes
Hey.
wrong and you get it to the ground.
Hey, you know what? Ronda has good striking. It's not terrible, but even if it was great, there's a lot of great strikers out there. So at the end of the day, you're going to be forced to win a kickboxing tournament at the very top. It's going to be very hard. She didn't wrestle her whole life. She's doing judo at an Olympic level.
Yeah.
She has great takedowns. She was able to ragdoll most of her opponents. But right now, man, it's going to be very hard for her to take these girls down right now. She's going to be forced to strike. So then it becomes, she could win some, she could lose some.
How many people did she beat that were strikers as good as Holly Holm or
None.
Amanda Nunes?
None. None of them were as good as her. The only one who was close is Kat Zingano, and she caught Kat really quick.
early. First round, right?
Yeah, with an armbar. Kat just charged at her and got caught with an armbar.
Yeah, I think Ronda said I think Kat deserved better. Like she knew that was just a kind of a fluke.
You know what Kat said? That the reason why she charged at her like that is because like she took a furious beating in that Amanda Nunes fight. She won the fight, but she got fucked up in that first round, like real bad. And she's like, I didn't want to go through that again.
Right.
She goes, I just want to charge at her and get a hold of her.
Imagine if Ronda Rousey decided to, on the girls she couldn't throw or take down, plan B is the flying guard pull. She had the guard for it. She has an amazing guard, amazing armbar from the guard. Her plan should have been, in my opinion, to get the fight to the ground, try to be on top, try to use your judo. If that didn't work, we have to go to pull and guard.
The problem with someone like Amanda Nunes is that's not going to happen.
You don't think she
And
could pull
you're
guard
gonna
on
get-
Amanda Nunes? You could pull guard on anybody.
I think you're going to get eaten up at punches when you try to get close. Amanda's got some
you
long-ass
gotta,
arms.
in order to pull guard, you got to pull off a legit shot to get them to react, to get them to sprawl, and that's when you pull guard. When you're under them and they sprawl, you time it perfect. It's a technique.
Right.
It's just like a takedown.
Was that the
but
biggest
was
problem with
never
Ronda?
Ronda's game. Her game was all upper
but
body.
her
clinch.
She had to
guard
go
is
in high,
amazing.
right?
Her
Yeah.
guard's amazing. Just like in that fight with that Sergio Morai, he was on his back, hurt, and his opponent wouldn't get on top of him.
Let's pay attention to this because some shit is happening here. Golovkin cracked him. We're still going to be able to watch the Rockhold fight too. Ooh, so exciting! Yeah, it's only 8:30. This fight's nuts, man.
He's really impressive off the ropes too.
Golovkin?
No, Alvarez.
Oh yeah, well he's impressive everywhere. They both are. I mean, these are two legit world champions. That's why this is so exciting.
I haven't seen Golovkin on the ropes much at all this fight.
No, because he's been taking it to Canelo. And that's his style. And that's what's so interesting about this setup is that everybody knew that Canelo was a really good counterpuncher. It's just got real good
nice.
timing.
He just seems a bit too small.
Canelo?
Yeah.
Oh, that jab.
Really?
There's a size difference, man.
There's definitely a size difference, but he's thick. You know, I just think frame-wise, I think you're right. But I think the money is where he's at, you know? I mean, I think this fight is a big, big money fight. I don't know how many good fights there are for him at 54, what big names there are. I think he struggles to make that weight, too.
Who, Golovkin?
No, Canelo. I think he struggles even to make 60.
And this is at what?
This is 60. I think 154 is a real struggle for him because that's what Mayweather got him down to 152. Mayweather's so smart. Like, just lose a little bit more weight. We'll talk. A little more weight.
Yeah.
Just a little more weight. And the thing about Conor, like what he did to Conor is very smart too.
Which was?
Just make him fight, make him work, get him tired, and then start putting it to him. To start piling it up, wearing him out, piling it up, wearing him out.
Yeah, when you saw Mayweather unloading, you're like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's fucking Floyd Mayweather. He's one of, if not the best boxer ever. And Conor did catch him with a couple things. Ooh, look at that jab. Son. Oh, no. HBO pay-per-view went blank for a
All
second
good.
there. Oh, they all panicked. Can you imagine? Let's see. What do you think here?
Well, he's definitely losing the rounds, but he
8
is
to
fighting
12.
back. He's putting up a good fight.
So
but,
you think Canelo's losing?
oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got like
See-
19 more headshots for Golovkin.
Yeah, they have Golovkin ahead 3 points, 65 to 68. But the thing is, it looks like Golovkin is trying to put him away. He's not just content to beat him. He's putting massive pressure on him here. You know, I mean, and you saw Canelo take a big, deep breath. And as we get into the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, Canelo fades a little. He fades a little. He throws hard power shots. And I know he keeps working hard on his conditioning, and he works harder than anybody. But it's just that style is exhausting.
Well, plus Golovkin wants to put him away because he hears people talking about his age too. I mean, you know, everyone's saying, does he have it anymore? Is he
Yep.
slowing down?
Yeah, that's the consensus. Oh,
trying to
good
hold
shots
him.
to the body. Good shots to the body by Canelo. He might have hurt him again. He might have hurt him again to the body. Golovkin's not firing at him, see? Ooh.
He's catching his breath.
Yeah, he got it ripped to the body, dude.
Another one
again.
right there.
Dude. Oh, this is such a good fight.
Yeah.
This fight, if every boxing match was like this, boxing would be huge. The thing that's genius about Mayweather is he managed to never be in one of these.
Yeah, he really did avoid
He
everything.
avoided all of it. He never got beat up. He only got hit clean like 7 times, 8 times his whole career.
And he's made the most money.
Made way more than anybody else combined.
Like double or triple at least, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's for sure the #1 moneymaker ever.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. It's
not even close.
Didn't this put him into a billionaire category?
In the neighborhood, you know, who knows exactly what the deal is. But, dude, they got 6.25 something million pay-per-views. That's insane.
I wonder what he's saving up for. I wonder what he wants that he doesn't quite
He's
have
just
enough
balling.
money.
He's
Like,
balling out of control.
Doesn't he owe taxes too? I think he owes money too.
He owed a little bit before this fight, but
he might buy a basketball team. Or
Oh, look
something.
at that uppercut. The big thing is him not going too crazy and spending it all and blowing it all.
He's
That's the big
smart. He
thing.
doesn't Oh, seem like
shut the
a
fuck
dude.
up.
that
I
would-
think they have one more
I mean, he does
fight.
buy mansions and shit, and all sorts of Rolls Royces, but
Well, you know, when he got,
quality cars.
he was like way deep in the tax. Oh,
Ooh,
he
that
got
was a
caught
nice
with an
uppercut,
uppercut.
yeah.
Nice uppercut by Canelo. He was definitely like in big tax trouble before we got bailed out with a fight in the past.
Do you think they rematch? I think they rematch.
They should. Why not? I think Conor would have to beat somebody good in a boxing match. And he would also have to have a real training camp.
I think boxing's over for Conor.
Oh, I
mean,
don't think so.
you-
Now there's one more
Really?
fight like that because
Sure.
people will buy
Fight
it now
like
because
that.
Conor went to the 10th round. He got fatigued. There's still a
Yeah.
motive for people to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, look, he went the very first fight against the greatest ever. And
There's so many
it
big
didn't
fights
look
in
too
MMA.
bad. You're
There's
right.
so- there's
You're
so
right.
many fights.
Oh,
There's-
you're right. There's that too. But the thing is, if there's a legit big fight, like say if Canelo Alvarez steps up and says that he wants to fight Conor McGregor,
I don't think Conor will do it.
he might. He
I
might. It
think
wouldn't
maybe
be a
Conor
smart
realized.
move.
I think Conor maybe realized you got to specialize.
Well,
you can't do both.
Especially the difference between Canelo and Floyd. Floyd was just a brilliant boxer. Canelo's a murderous puncher, and he'll fuck you up. He'll hurt you.
There's also a promotional difference too. Conor and Floyd are pretty much they're very similar guys, and they both understood what they were doing promotion wise. I don't know
Right.
if Canelo is that guy.
Well, he's not going to promote it that way, but he's got, oh, look at that uppercut. That shit's genius. He's got the support of the American people.
What
That
about
is-
Golovkin versus McGregor?
Ooh, look at that uppercut.
He would do it.
I don't know if McGregor would take that fight.
No, that's not a good fight for him. either. Neither Canelo or Golovkin's a good fight for him. It's a terrible fight for him. Those guys are different. They're this, you know. Like look at the way these guys fight. Especially this is how Golovkin fights every fight. I bring big drama show.
Big drama show.
That's what he calls it. Dude. I mean, this is one of those fights we're going to be looking back on someday. Look at those shots to the body by Canelo. This is one of those fights that we're going to look back on and go, you remember when we watched that fucking fight? Yep. Holy shit.
Wow.
Hey, look at it. He just shook his head at him. Golovkin's putting tremendous pressure on him. He's trying to break him.
Yeah, he's keeping him against the ropes for 80% of the fight.
It's not just that. Like, it's the pace that he's fighting at. He's trying to make him wither. He sees something.
You think he sees him fading?
Yeah, he sees him trying to catch some breaks. He's still super dangerous, but Golovkin he's seeing Canelo trying to catch his breath. And
yeah, he was splayed out on the seat in between rounds. His feet were all out.
Yeah, see, if I know this, and I don't know that much about boxing, I know that Canelo has what people think of as an endurance problem. And it's not, it's not a big mystery. He just kind of fades a little bit. Ooh, he just got tagged. He might get
Oh my God.
He comes back with a big right hand. Ooh. It's not that he doesn't work hard. It's just that his style is just so explosive, and he's got so much muscle that he carries around. That style requires you to be in fucking sensational shape.
Well, does it mean anything that he's a counterpuncher because they're always getting hit first, so you got to take a little bit more too?
No, not necessarily. His defense is outstanding. Like, look at that. Look how good he ducked under that right hand. His defense is amazing. It's just like he's never been hit like this before. And not with a guy like Golovkin who's just putting it to him. He's been hit by a guy like Floyd who just caught him with good, clean, scoring shots, snapped his head back a couple of times, but nothing like
Not
this.
like a mule kicking you in the face.
This is a different thing because Golovkin is trying to break him. He's not just trying to win. He's putting himself in danger. He's putting himself in danger to prove that he's the best. And that's a different thing. That's a different kind of person. He's not making the kind of money that these guys are making. He's hungry as fuck. See that uppercut?
Yep.
Ooh, baby.
Boom.
And again, he's not making the kind of like superstar money that he just saw Conor and Floyd make. And the only way that he can make it is to bring big drama show. And so he's just coming for death.
What's he getting for this fight?
Who knows? I think it's probably depending upon the pay-per-view sales.
Yeah, I literally have no scale for what these guys make. I have no clue.
$1 million? He's got to make at least a couple million,
Canelo
right?
makes millions. Canelo is a superstar. He's going to sell, he would sell fucking 1 million pay-per-views if he was fighting an Uber driver. And I'm not joking. Ooh. Ooh.
So he's a bigger draw than Golovkin.
Canelo,
Oh, yeah.
Canelo's getting 5. Triple G is getting 3.
Nice.
That's
a
amazing.
good
He's getting
payday.
2 million more.
No. If you know how famous he is, it makes sense.
Yeah.
He's huge. Like, that guy goes, Viva Mexico, and the fucking roof almost falls off. I'll tell you what, man. Mexicans and Irish, they make you reconsider the idea of patriotism.
Very, very proud people.
Like, when you hear the Irish people that were in town in Vegas when Conor was fighting, you ever see that video of Mandalay Bay? The whole Mandalay Bay, which the fight wasn't even there, okay? The whole Mandalay Bay filled, to where you couldn't walk with Irish people, and they're all singing together.
Yeah.
It was insane. And that wasn't even where the fight was being held.
We saw them at the Garden outside in November. It was fucking. I was with Matt Sarah. It was freezing outside. These maniacs have short sleeve shirts and tank tops.
Damn.
Yeah, didn't we walk to the Garden together?
We
Did
walked there too.
Yeah.
But leaving the Garden, it was freezing that night. Remember?
Yeah.
That's right. There was protests in front of Trump's apartment.
Yeah, that's right. How fun was that?
That was awesome.
We had a walk. Little Jimmy, me, and Cam, and weren't you there? Young Jamie was there.
Tony there too?
Brendan, Mischief Maker, was there. Look at that. Oof. 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 God damn, look at those. That left to the body and that right over the top. Holy shit, what a fight this is. But we had to walk because there were so many people protesting Trump. Oh, he stunned him.
Who got hurt?
Golovkin got hurt. He stumbled. Ooh! Canelo hit him with something. Oh, look at that jab. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he just caught him again.
Oh, my God, this is a
fire's
fight.
back.
This is a fucking fight. And this is the 10th round, kids. Oh my God, this is
And
amazing.
the ref hardly ever has to pull them apart.
Oh my God, no, these
Hardly
guys are
ever.
going for blood. Golovkin is a fucking savage, man. Savage. He's got like 82% Genghis Khan blood. Right? If you had a guess?
You're right. That's a good point. The ref is not stepping in that much.
He hasn't had a chance. He just no need to. This is a war.
Yeah.
Especially the way Golovkin fights, man. What a pace he puts on you. You just don't get a chance to breathe. He's just on you. Like he stays in a phone booth no matter what. And there's no breaks. He pops a jab, you step back, you're right back on you. Look at this. He's just right back on him constantly. Look at this pressure, right hand. Like you got to understand how terrifying this is when you're fighting a guy like this that doesn't get tired, continues to push on you, and like that's why Canelo has to take some breaks.
Yeah,
go
then
to
you start
side
just
to
trying to
side.
get out of his
Yeah.
way.
He doesn't really want to be up against the ropes like this. He has to fight like this. He really doesn't have the energy to just meet him in the center and go kablooey at each other. So Golovkin's pressure and constant forward movement, that's a big factor here. He's controlling where this fight takes place.
That's another weapon.
Yeah, it's ring generalship. He's completely controlling where the fight takes place. And he's showing much more desire to win. He's trying to stop Canelo. Canelo's trying to catch Golovkin as he's trying to stop him. There's two very different things happening here. Doesn't mean that Canelo can't still put the lights out on him. But what's way more impressive is what Golovkin's doing. He's just swarming him, man. And see, Canelo grabs him after that. See that?
That's right.
He throws that shot and then he grabs him. It's because he's wilting. Look, see his legs just give out there? Dude, he's wilting.
He is.
He's getting fucked up. He can still come back hard because he's a fucking animal and he's a world champion. But the bottom line is he's starting to fade. We're in the 10th round. This shit's getting weird. Look at that. He's still got some good head movement, though, I'll tell you that. That was nice.
The cardio is incredible.
Tremendous fight.
Incredible.
Tremendous.
Golovkin's cardio. Well, Golovkin's another Big Bear guy.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
What's a Big Bear guy?
Goes to Big Bear to train. Same as El Cucuy.
Tony's a savage, dude. I've watched that guy train for 6 hours straight, dude.
Tony Ferguson.
His cardio is fucking through the roof.
Through the roof.
man.
He's an animal.
You should see the shit we're doing up there. Crazy, crazy
Don't
shit.
you love Big Bear, man? Isn't it peaceful up there?
It's cool.
What do you,
You
do
don't
up
love
there?
it
Just
up there?
run?
You go work out there. You're at a very high altitude, low oxygen content in the air. They say, Eddie, honestly, the best thing to do is not to train up there. They say the best thing to do is to live up there and to train like down, like to go down to like sea level, like drive an hour, go down to sea level, train there, and then go do everything else up top because your body will adapt because of the altitude, especially when you're sleeping up there. But you'll have more work output. You'll get more work in with your body at sea
lower,
level.
yeah.
But what do I know? I'm not a scientist, son.
Dude, Tony don't need more work, dude. Tony goes forever.
No, I'm sure, but I mean, he could be even better is what I'm saying. I just think that that's what the science is. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. Tony's obviously adapted to Big Bear well.
Fuck.
That's
Hell
such
yeah.
a good fight, man. Such a good fight.
Kevin Lee?
Yeah, such a
Hell
good
yeah,
fight.
it's going to be great. Kevin
It's-
Lee is a serious threat, you know?
He's a
Tony is
very-
not taking him lightly.
Very serious threat. They're both very serious
But if you look
threats.
at their opponents, Tony's been through some, you know, he fucked up Edson Barbosa, Josh Thompson, Rafael Dos Anjos. Those are big names, big giant
The
fights.
Dos Anjos one was very fucking impressive. Very impressive. That was an incredibly impressive fight. And then the other one that was really impressive to me was the Barbosa fight because Barbosa's stand-up is top of the food
Yep.
chain.
Yep.
And Tony was cracking him and then finished him in a crazy bloody darce. Wasn't it all bloody and everything on that darce?
Yep. And Etson Barbosa is considered probably top 3 most dangerous strikers in the UFC.
Oh, yeah.
That guy will light you up with wheel kicks, head kicks.
Everything.
He's so fast. He's so powerful.
He has the first wheel kick KO in the UFC. You know, in the highlight, you could see Ari Shafir in the background going like this.
Yeah.
Like as he gets hit and cracked, he hits Terry Edom with this crazy wheel kick. It's the first wheel kick KO in the UFC, and it was the perfect one.
Why did Aldo stop? It seemed like Aldo, I noticed it in the Frankie Edgar fight, really stopped kicking or throws a lot less. Is he hurt?
Oh, good question. It's a very good question. It could be because he's got injuries that don't allow him to kick anymore. It could be that it's easier for guys to take him down when he kicks. You'd have to talk to him. I'd like to talk to him Good, but he didn't use it very much on Max Holloway. But if you go back to like the Uriah Faber fight, it was like his biggest weapon.
Yeah, but I noticed against Frank Yeager, I'm like, he's not throwing a lot of kicks.
Yeah.
And I wondered why.
I thought Frankie was probably trying to time those kicks in the rematch. That made total sense to me. What didn't make sense is how he didn't use them that much against Max. But, you know, Max is a motherfucker, man.
Well, he's saying he wants to box now, Jose Aldo.
Yeah, I've heard that. But that doesn't take away from the fact that in an MMA fight,
Right.
his kicks are one of the most deadly weapons in the sport. In his prime, man, he was so fucking good. But like everyone, it's just like they reach a time. Oh, Golovkin caught him with the right hand. Ooh. This is a crazy, crazy fight, man. Like, you usually don't get these fights.
96-95 Golovkin power punches landed. Wow.
That's incredible. These guys are just
A nice
battering each
uppercut
other.
just landed, too.
Oh, the good left hook, too. You know, Canelo, rather, is absolutely a champion, and that's the reason why he keeps firing back, and he won't wilt. And he keeps using good head movement, but there's no doubt about Golovkin's putting it on him.
One more round.
So exciting, and then we get to go to see David Branch and Luke Rockhold. How are we so lucky? Look at this, some Jesus shit going on.
Yeah,
there.
I don't know what that is. That's got to
I
be a
don't know
relative.
who is that?
That's got to be a
Canelo's,
relative.
Canelo's mom or something. She was like, "This is got that moment, come to Jesus moment." Dos Anjos looks so much better at 170, doesn't he?
I missed that fight, but he did get an arm triangle. I saw the finish.
Put the smash on Neil Magny. Put the smash
That's
on
Were you
a
the one
big
talking about
win.
how big his legs
Yeah,
looked?
That's a big win.
giant.
He looked massive.
Yeah, well, he's filled in. This is what his body's supposed to look like. He was starving himself. It's a terrible idea. I mean, he was a beast at 155. I mean, he was smashing guys and running them over, but he got to a point where he really could not make the weight anymore. I mean, he was in real bad
he's
shape
not that
when
tall.
he made the weight for Eddie Alvarez. He's thick, man. He's a thick dude. And at 170, I mean, he's a fucking animal. He kicked Neil Magny's legs out from under him, and then he got on top of him and just put the smush on him. It was just so high level.
How did he get him down?
He got him down with a kick. Kicked his fucking leg out from under him.
And then jumped on him?
Yeah, just jumped on him. Dude, it was a beating. I mean,
Maybe
it was
Canelo's going for
He
it.
has to know he needs a knockout.
Yeah, he's got to know. 12th round. Ooh, behind the ear, in the clinch. Ooh, look at that uppercut. In the clinch, pulling the head down, going MMA on him. The jab of fucking Golovkin is so slick. Oh, Canelo with the
Wow.
Oh, shit!
Nice
Oh,
combination.
Canelo with the combo. Golovkin caught him with a left hook. Goddamn, Golovkin has a chin, man. Let me
Yeah.
tell you that. An unbelievable chin. I mean, he took some. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! What a crazy fight!
This is amazing.
Oh, my God, this is amazing. Oh, and Canelo landed a right hand. This is a crazy fight. Holy shit. Look at that
Pops
jab.
right out with a jab.
And the right hand real tight in the clinch. Constant pressure, a minute 30 to go. Does he take over? Does he take over? Does Canelo have enough to sustain? Arms down, swinging and missing, trying to catch some blood in there, throwing some punches that just don't have the steam on him anymore. And Golovkin...
And Golovkin
on
has to
him.
know he's ahead, and he's still coming after him.
Yeah, he's a fucking spider, dude. He's like a spider trying to suck the blood out of a fly. He's just on you. Like, almost like... just so predator-like. Just constantly. Look, he's not backing off. He's not boxing. This is not a boxing match. He's trying to fuck him up. That's the Golovkin style that makes him so exciting, man. That's why Mexican fighters love him.
They do, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mexican fight fans are big Triple G fans, to the point where his last fight he goes, muchos gracias. He knows, man, because he fights like a world-class, top-of-the-food chain Mexican boxer in a lot of ways. God damn, he's good. This is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, those are just hitting the gloves.
Yeah, Canelo's tired, man. He's real tired. There's still 20-something to go. But he's still hanging in there, man. That's that world champion heart.
Yep.
Still swinging. It doesn't get any better than this. For boxing, especially like after the Conor McGregor-Floyd Mayweather fight, this is a fight that, like, hey, This is how it's done.
Yeah.
This is the real deal. I mean, obviously, Floyd did it how it's supposed to be done, but that wasn't two fighters on the same level. Look at this. This is crazy.
These were... that's absolutely Golovkin's fight.
Yeah,
These are
Golovkin
both
won
great
that fight.
moments for boxing, though. The Mayweather McGregor and this are both really, really great for boxing.
Brendan Schaub, I should say this before the decision gets announced, said that if Golovkin didn't win by some ungodly, lopsided beatdown, that he could lose a decision because of corruption. He goes, because that's how boxing rolls, and there's way more money in Canelo winning. So that said, now that we know that.
Tecate sponsor.
That's true. Well, apparently the audience is like half Mexican. He's a superstar in Mexico. Just a superstar.
Who are you talking about?
Canelo.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see if Brendan Schaub predicted this correctly, because we think
It has to be Golovkin.
the unofficial scorecard guy had it for Golovkin by several rounds. We think it was Golovkin clearly, although Canelo fought a great fight.
Have there been bad decisions? If Canelo
yeah.
wins, have there? When was the
yeah.
last time there was a decision like that?
Tim Bradley, Manny Pacquiao.
Who won that?
I believe Bradley won, but Pacquiao should have won, and then
It was like-
Pacquiao
it looked
came
like
back
this?
and outboxed him. It was worse. It was worse, if I remember correctly.
So what was the
Boom!
reason?
Look at that. Boom! 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 Oh, Jesus.
They're showing
Canelo.
yeah.
Oh, my goodness. This is the last round.
That was.
When Canelo just tried to put it to him. And Golovkin's like, come on, come on, come on. I'm from Kazakhstan. Boom. Just boom over the top. God damn. Just war here.
Yeah.
Look at that
He
jab.
literally just paid back every punch he took in the combination.
Just sharp jab, too. His jab's so snappy.
Okay, change it.
Give me a guess, Eddie Bravo.
For sure, Golovkin.
For sure, right?
Unless there's corruption, like Brandon
Unless
said.
there's
And he's not
corruption.
crazy to say
No,
that.
I doubt it.
There could easily be
Boxing's not
corruption.
that bad.
We're saying this. Look at this. They got it 116, 112 for Golovkin. Harold Letterman here. Harold Letterman.
They gave that
I thought Golovkin ran away with it.
They gave 10-9 on that last fight? I mean, that last round to fucking Canelo?
Yeah. You know what I really like? I don't know why they did that. I like how these girls just stand there and smile. They're doing a really good job. They're always smiling.
It seems easy.
Dude, it's hard. You got to be frozen in that
Oh, them
smile.
fucking clapping in the back. It drives me crazy. I hate it.
I love it. I love their focus. They're focused on not being even remotely normal. This
Adelaide Bird.
The job, their focus, their job is to stand there
Smile.
in some psychotic way. If they were a guy, like if they were a guy, if they hired a guy to stand there in a nice suit and tie and stand there like this, could you fucking imagine
Yeah.
how crazy it would be if you hired guys to stand behind fighters with giant smiles on their face and just not, especially if they were in their underwear. Just imagine that. Imagine guys in a Speedo standing there like ripped, like holding a Tecate sign with a big giant smile on their face.
That happens on Santa Monica Boulevard
But
during
it
the
doesn't
parades.
happen during a big fight on pay-per-view, Eddie Bravo. You silly goose.
One day when
Hey, let's hear the volume. Let's hear it.
Is this a split decision or no?
114, 114, a three-way split. This is officially a draw.
Told you, son.
oh
Boy, they fucking...
shit.
Boxing fucking stinks.
Told you, son.
Boxing
Brendan Schaub
fucking
is a
stinks.
sage.
Brendan,
Brendan Schaub is a sage.
boxing
He's right.
fucking stinks.
Why is he mad?
Because he knows. He knows he got fucked. He knows it's
Canelo
bullshit.
got fucked?
Well, he's going to feel terrible now. He knows he got his ass kicked.
That's a draw?
There's no way that's a
How
draw.
is that a draw? No, it's...
Hold on a second.
He's acting
gonna see
like
it
if he was
again.
happy, then that would mean that he thought he lost. So the fact that he looks pissed, that's smart. He's going, I should have won. This is bullshit.
No. He's,
Yeah, he's
knows,
gonna
he
be mad. He
knows it shouldn't have
218
been
to
a
169.
draw.
I think he's mad because he didn't win.
He threw 200
I'm
more
sure
punches.
he's mad he didn't win, but he's definitely mad that he got outboxed and they made it a draw, too.
He landed 50 more punches.
Yeah.
How the fuck is that a draw?
It's
Boxing
not even
stinks.
close. It's not even close.
Look at that, though.
Look at that.
Power punches, different. Oh, there you go. That's the difference.
Two
He
very
was more
close.
accurate.
Maybe.
Oh, the higher percentage. Oh, I can't stand it.
Yeah, but it's a higher number landed, too. 114 to 110 in total power punches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
jabs.
a weird thing, though. When you're looking at it numbers-wise, I mean, it's one way of looking at it. But, like, one big shot that's a power punch and then another power punch that doesn't do anything. They're both power punches. You know what I'm saying? Like one shot that really fucks you up and your legs go and you get wobbly. That's a power punch. And another power punch is a shot that lands in the same spot but doesn't do anything. They're both power punches.
What do these colors mean? What
know what I'm saying?
What does the blue ear mean?
I don't know. Look at the number of punches that landed on Canelo's face. 109 on his right side and 95 on his left.
210 landed to 127.
Yeah, big difference in how many landed to the head.
44?
Golovkin landed way more. Wait a minute. It said only 4 shots were landed to Canelo's body? That doesn't make any sense. Is that what it said?
Let's see what he says.
Let's hear this.
Until tonight.
Hold on a second.
What happened tonight?
What happened tonight?
You know, today, really big Mexican day, Independence Day. Congratulations, all my friends from Mexico.
Good move. Go right to the Mexican fans. Fucking smart move.
Canelo able to neutralize you, especially early in the fight, and then have success late when it looked like you had started to build a lead. You know, he has good experience. I want to.
We probably can't play this without getting yanked off of YouTube, so we're going to go to the...
By the way, first of all, that I didn't think that last fight was, that last round was 10-9 Canelo.
No.
How is he not fucking angry about this? I mean, why am I angry about it? Why
He's
do I give a
getting
shit?
paid.
Big drama show.
219 if you honest.
He retains his belt, so nothing really changes for him, and he gets all that money.
Nah, but your record...
And then the rematch is going to be insane.
The rematch will be insane.
He's thinking about those dollars.
Boy,
219.
good job
That's
by
what it is.
Brendan, man. Fucking good call.
Yeah.
God, boxing
He
fucking-
nailed it.
The
Damn.
fighters were amazing, but the organization, it just stinks.
Brendan nailed it.
Can you hear this? Are you guys hearing this?
What?
No.
Okay.
What am I hearing?
What he thought.
Coming on TV.
You know, I don't want to hear it. I'm just
If he's not
sad.
saying, I got really lucky that they gave me that draw, I don't want to hear what he's saying. If he thinks he won, he's stupid.
Still, that was a great fight.
Amazing.
I love it. I don't, I do care, but I don't care. I do care that I think that I thought that Golovkin won, but I don't care. It's a great fight. I like seeing great fights. Decisions mean less to me as I get older because I look at it and like, okay, what am I doing? I'm basing like how I feel about something based on an inaccurate assessment by people that don't necessarily know what they're doing. Like, would I take advice on whether or not an episode of Game of Thrones is good from 3 people I thought were knuckleheads? Like, what if there's like 3 judges for TV shows? Like, well, the Game of Thrones finale, I gave it a 100. Let's go to these judges. Nope, we decided it gets a 40. No fucking way.
Right.
And you go to school the next day, like, dude, you hear? Fucking Game of Thrones final got a 40? Bro, he lost.
It got a little ridiculous at the end.
Shut
man.
your mouth.
Oh my god!
Shut
I
It
thought
got
this
a
last
little
season was the best
ridiculous.
one.
Shut
Oh come on!
Not me,
Okay, let me
better
ask
than
you.
some
Let me
fights.
just ask you a
I
couple
loved it.
questions.
I loved it.
Remember when they first escaped? The White Walkers, didn't like the water have something to do with it? Like
Yes.
they got on a boat, and for some reason they can't get in water. Right? That's the thing.
Right.
Right. If it's their ice.
Are you
remem-
spoiler alerting the fuck out
No,
of
no.
this?
I'm just saying.
You're gonna spoiler alert.
Something.
Don't do this.
Something about the water.
Right.
They can't hang it.
There was a few holes.
All right.
There's a few holes
and now,
in the plot.
when who the fuck tied those chains around that dragon and dragged it up? Who went scuba diving and tied that dragon up? And
probably have to
dragged it up?
assume-
Who had are they that strong? They're not that strong because those dudes are fucking them up. They're not that strong. Who's carrying those gigantic chains down there underwater, tie up the dragon and drag it up? Who's
They
doing that?
did.
Well, they're all dead, so they probably don't give a
They
shit
don't
about
like
the cold
water.
water.
They couldn't go through the
They
water.
can't get into water.
He's right.
So how did they
That's
do
a
it?
big hole
It's a
right
big
there.
hole.
I'll accept the dragon. I'll accept it.
Yeah.
It's a
Fuck
very
it.
good point. It's
The
a very
dragon
good
I can
point.
accept.
That's a very legitimate
What happens
point.
when they hit the water, though? I don't remember.
They don't like water.
But they don't like it.
Who
But
No,
it's
it's
tied
supposed
the
to keep
dragon
them
up?
from getting to ships. So islands, like keep them from going to an island. That's why these other guys are like, fuck this, I'm going to an island. I'm going to wait on the Iron Island. Right?
Is it possible to
Yeah,
just
they don't
lower
like
the
water.
things down?
Eddie
No,
Bravo nailed it.
they cannot get into water for some reason. They established that several times, and then all of a sudden they cut. They don't show how they tied this goddamn dragon up with the chain. It's like one of those chains that you hold Navy ships to port,
Yeah.
And who tied that mother. They just cut to them dragging him out.
Watching that dragon
good
get
point.
pulled out, I can suspend a little. I can live with the inconsistency of the dead people dragging the dragon out of the ice
Who
water.
went
I can live with the
underwater?
inconsistency.
I can live with that, but I'm with him. I didn't even notice that when I was
didn't
watching
either.
the show.
I didn't either.
That they went in the water.
And I love Game of Thrones, man. I haven't missed
They
shit.
fucked up.
That just got me.
They fucked up. Yeah, they fucked up. It's a big hole. You're right.
Big
God damn
hole.
It. God damn it, you're right.
Maybe like in the lost episodes, they'll show how the fuck they
And-
tied that dragon up
Or
and
maybe it's
dragged
just
it
a
up.
big ass stupid hole.
Yeah. And did anyone catch it?
And you know what? You know
No,
what else?
no, I
you
think
know
they
what
did,
else?
but did they say,
Listen,
fuck it, let's do
you
it
know
anyway?
what bothers me?
What?
Is we're led to believe that these different kingdoms like King's Landing and all that are like countries away, but man, they are traveling too damn quick. They get from one city to the next city. They're at the wall, and then they meet, and
And then they're in the snow, and
Come
then they're
on.
in the Bahamas.
and then they're walking over mountains. Like, dude, this can take months. It's almost like that whole kingdom is like Redondo Beach, West Hollywood, North Hollywood, Compton.
yeah.
Do you mean
know
like
what I
when
mean?
they're
Like
all
it takes 20 minutes.
This fight is Mike Perry. It was supposed to be Mike Perry versus Thiago Alves.
He couldn't get out
But,
of Florida, right? Isn't that what he said? He couldn't get out of Florida, Alves?
Is that what happened?
Yeah, he was stuck in Florida, and Mike Perry's like, we came up early, so I don't want to hear that shit.
Is that really what happened?
I believe so, yeah.
That's terrible.
Do you ever think like when they show the armies walking through like fucking no man's land, like who's carrying the fucking food and where's the water at?
Hey, bro, you're fucking my high
When
up.
are they taking shits? I always think that. I'm like,
When
when
do
are
they
these
take their
motherfuckers
shits?
taking shits?
That's a good point. Like, what kind of sewage system do they have?
How
Because
bad
there's
is
No,
no
their
they're, just
breath?
they're just walking across deserts and
and
shit.
not shitting.
Yeah.
In ancient Rome,
There should be dudes taking pisses in every scene in the background.
there was
Like
a
dude-
big issue in ancient Rome. Like, people got diseases because they would shit in the streets.
Let's talk about that. Let's bring that in. Make it more realistic. I need to see more shit.
You're right, man.
Yeah, I'd love
Or
to see.
food. Like, come on. Like, explain how these fuckers are eating.
I'd love to see Khaleesi dropping a deuce off the side of that fucking castle. How great would that be?
Dude, that'd be great.
Oh man. Maybe the queen. Maybe like she's a queen
And
of
those
dragons.
shots, I don't know. Those shots
Mother
were
of dragons.
those tight shots where they show Khaleesi on the dragon.
I don't
looks
care
like,
for that.
Like some. Remember the Superman TV show?
Yep.
You know,
Dude,
it just looks
she's
like
the
that.
mother of dragons. You don't think she knows how to ride a dragon?
And like
I don't
her
like
hair is
that.
barely going, and she's
That's
barely
like
holding on.
somebody
to
watching you in a jiu-jitsu match. Like, oh come on, man, he strangled that guy with his
the,
legs.
we gotta have a
No, you
couple
ever seen
guys
anybody
falling off
strangle
the
someone with
dragons
their
every
legs?
now and then. She got to fall off the dragon every now and then.
Didn't someone almost
just one
fall
or two
off a dragon?
accidents.
Oh no, that was the Harry Potter ride.
She got to
at
fall
Universal.
off. She's got to fall off once or twice. Come on, man. She's just like barely gripping.
No,
the
I do
dragon.
hate
Good
those shots
at
when they
that
go to
shit.
her riding the dragon. It drives me nuts.
Yeah,
I
it's
do.
like
I
some,
don't
it's like some
those.
John Wayne
You
shit.
guys are both gay for each other because I thought that was the most awesome
I
thing
love
ever.
the show. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love it.
When she was riding that dragon, I was standing up cheering.
Because it looks green screen. Like the
And it is
dragons
kinda-
look better without it.
Isn't it kind of weird that all the rulers are women? Like, what kind of?
Some feminist shit. We're
Isn't
all
it?
full of
Isn't
murder.
that-
Just keep that murder coming. I'm happy. Look at it. She
It's
looks
like a bunch-
perfect there.
look at that.
Look how fake that looks.
Dude, come on, man.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Holding on to that dragon. Do you know how many spikes would be inside of her pussy right there?
Yeah.
I mean,
more
where
the
you got
cape
is
should
there
be
like a
flapping more.
saddle? Where is it safe to stick your box? You gonna ride that thing?
She's between
Really?
spikes.
But
She's
look at the
between them.
spikes. Look at the size of the spikes.
Yeah.
Look how gross they are and scary and pointy.
Probably
And
disease
somehow
covered.
another. Oh yeah.
Well, her
fucking-
grip strength must be incredible. They never show her
Insane.
training.
Dude,
It's
her
true.
grip strength's out of this world.
She should have like a rock climbing wall in her castle.
Maybe she takes one of those spikes and she puts it down in her pussy and just clamps
Yeah.
a hold of it, and that's how
Does
she's
Kegels the
flying.
whole time?
She just has a spot that she can lock in, like a ball and socket joint. Oh, is this another really bad one? Look at
it's
that.
The
awful.
dragon's way bigger than that. Like,
Yeah, the
isn't
dragon's
the
way
dragon
bigger.
is way bigger
I
than
hate
that.
the way she's holding on. And you're right, her whole
That
body
isn't
is
right.
on spikes.
That isn't right. When they show the dragon, sometimes it looks tremendous. It's huge.
Yeah, this is
That might
looks
be an
like
older
a,
episode,
That looks
though.
like a moray eel right
That might
there.
be smaller, though. It might be younger.
Oh, that might have been earlier days.
Oh, you're
'Cause it
right.
did get
You're
bigger.
right. You're right. You're
They
right. There
kept
was a
getting
baby.
bigger.
You're right. Okay, I'm wrong.
Didn't
gotta be-
she used it to kill a bunch of people, man? Some people in some of the last episodes.
Didn't she get
Dark.
out of the
Look at
chain-
that. Look how big it was there. Oh my God, that's a full-grown dragon.
Okay, I get it
Hold
now.
on a second. Look at that thing, dude. That's badass.
The movement of the dragon is amazing.
And
her
you know
hanging
what?
on
I
is
will
stupid.
say this. I know that motherfucker CGI, but when that White Walker threw that spear, I was like, when it missed the first time, like, fuck yeah.
I know.
Like, I
real.
feel like
Here we
it's
go.
alive.
Lee versus Ferguson.
They got me with the dragon.
They're
I
gonna
believe.
try to do
I believe
Johnson
it.
versus Borg again.
It was a virus, though, right? That kept him out?
He's missed weight a lot.
Oh.
He's missed weight a lot. Ray Borg has missed weight several times. And I don't know if he got sick while he was cutting weight, if other people around him. But it's just, you can't. Boy, that's a big opportunity to get sick for. And it can happen for sure, but oof.
Yeah.
I guess they have to do it again. They already trained for it.
Well,
One of the judges gave it 118 to 110 for Canelo.
Adlai
kidding.
Bird?
Yeah.
Adlai Bird?
Adlai Bird did that?
Wasn't, I mean,
Yeah.
think
What's that?
about her record in the UFC.
Terrible.
118 to 110?
For Canelo.
Adlai Bird?
That's so crazy.
Is that a woman or a
Yeah,
man?
she's a woman. She's a very nice lady.
Wow, is
Ooh.
that fucking bad?
She's going to get torched for that, no?
That's terrible.
I hope she stays offline.
And they have no accountability. It doesn't matter.
No.
Nothing happens to them. They just keep right on being fucking horrible. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
I better piss. Jesus.
There was one woman who got in serious trouble for several really bad decisions, and she wound up retiring because it was like people were threatening her life. Mike Perry's a bad motherfucker. He's scary. It's hard. See that Jake
How do you
Ellenberger
think,
fight?
like, if I don't know, a casino owner or whoever is running, like, the gambling, the guy at the top, if he wanted to, let's just say, in a different, if he wanted to rig it, would you go after, how would you do? Go after the judges or the fighter?
I got your explanation too.
What
when you're ready
explanation?
for the Game of Thrones thing?
Okay.
Multiple tweets have come that said that they can't swim, but they can go in water. They just sink to the bottom.
Oh, so they sacrificed them.
Yeah.
But who's
that
carrying
makes
those
sense.
chains? They're not
They
strong
did.
enough to carry
They
those
did.
chains. Those chains were gigantized.
They just get
solid
hundreds of
steel.
them.
They just sink them. I don't know.
I don't watch
the
get
show,
hundreds
yeah.
of them. I mean,
Oh,
they
so
drag
they
the
can't
dragon
swim.
out.
They just sink.
But wait a minute, they drag the dragon out.
How did
If
they-
they're strong enough to drag the dragon out, why aren't they strong enough to take
Nope.
the chains in?
Dude, a lot
that
of
doesn't
holes
make
in
any
there.
sense.
Or they're still down
Less
there.
holes now.
Or whoever put them down there is still down there.
Makes sense. You just sacrifice them, let them stay at the bottom of the water. They can't get out. That doesn't make sense.
So they're just walking
No, you're
around
right.
chaining
Why
them
can't
up.
they just walk
They're-
out?
How
Why
you
don't they
gonna?
just walk
You know how
out?
hard it'd be to chain them up. Even if you had cranes and all this shit to chain that thing up, you'd have to have James Cameron down there with that little submarine trying to scope it out for a while. You know what I mean? Try to bring that shit up like the Titanic.
Keith Peterson, another excellent referee.
That would be way
Powerful
harder
neck
than the
tattoos.
Titanic. A dead body.
No, it wouldn't be harder than the Titanic. The Titanic's like miles deep into the water.
Is that like 13,000 feet down?
Yeah, it's crazy how
But
deep
it's
it is.
steel and has shit to hook on. You could just hook it up.
Look at this. Ooh. Mike
Does
Perry.
his hair usually look like that?
No,
Oh,
he's
okay.
going Jersey Shore for this fight. He's a ruthless guy though. Super powerful fucking knockout artist. Very dangerous.
Yeah.
When he knocked out Ellenberger, I was like, wow. He's just real reckless and angry. Alan Jouban handled him though. Jouban did a really good job.
Did he have one
fighting
loss?
smart. I think that's his
I
loss.
think he's 10-1.
I think that's his loss, but that's a good fight for him. Jouban fought a technical fight and beat him, and for a guy like Mike Perry, who's super dangerous, up and coming dude, that's a good fight for him. Learn something, Got leg kick there. As long as they just learn, as long as fighters don't get discouraged, fights like that are always good for them, because then you just realize there's a higher level, and the only way to reach that higher level is you gotta see it. Woo!
Oh, he hits
clipped
hard.
him.
Fuck.
Is
He
this
hits
a
real
prelim
hard.
or is
Yeah,
this
yeah.
live?
Oh, it's live.
Oh, this
This is
live.
the co-main,
we're
isn't it?
watching This,
This is the co-main?
Yeah, yeah. Kid's fucking ferocious, man. Look at that knee to the head. Look at this fucking fighting him off so good.
Good Muay Thai right there.
Hey, good Muay Thai, good clinching, but most importantly, like just relentless attack. Look at him. Boom, that elbow in the clinch. Boom, there's the knee.
Oh,
that's
that's
it.
it.
That's it. Boom.
Is that what he does?
Yep. Ruthless. He's a ruthless motherfucker.
Yeah.
That guy is relentless. And it's just like all attack. It's all attack. All full bore, all out, just trying to smash you all the way. The guy that's going to beat him is a guy like Jouban, who's going to fight a very smart, technical, stand-up fight. Like Jouban did a lot of footwork, a lot of movement, but he also made him pay. He made sure that, like, when he comes charging at him, like, you're not going to get away with that. Like, boom, we would catch him with some stuff, and he realized, like, ooh, this guy can hurt me. It was enough for, him to keep Perry off him. Look at this shit. Elbow and tight. That's nice. That's nice. Look at this. Doom!
That was it.
Limpville. Population 1. Bam! Hammer fist to the back of the ear.
Well, did this guy have any kind of camp though?
Boom. No, he did not. I don't
You
believe.
don't see a lot of Thai clinches.
Well, you remember Anderson and Rich Franklin?
Yeah, I know.
That was enough for like 10 years.
Do you think it's because obviously it's a clinch that has 1,000 levels and would need a lot of work? Do you think it's because most fighters don't specifically work on developing that clinch and controlling people from that clinch in their training camps, or it's just something that's low percentage in MMA? Not a good decision.
It's not that it's low percentage. There's less of a chance of getting it in MMA because you're essentially allowing a guy to get double underhooks on you. I mean, if you think about what you're doing when you're clinching someone's head, Anderson was so good at it, man. He had such a tight squeeze, and it's like anything else. Like, you know how like some people just have a sick cable grip, some people just have just a sick squeeze. They
Well, there's
develop
levels.
this
That's what I'm talking about. Developing it. Are fighters spending time developing
Oh yeah,
that?
for sure. In Thailand, they
in
drill
Thailand,
with
yes.
that. Yeah.
No, in Thailand, they specialize in it. They're working on it. They spend time on it.
Yeah.
You don't see it that much in MMA. You think it's because
Takedowns.
it's low percentage,
Well,
or
it's also you're committing to this, right? You're committing to this.
Yeah.
It's just guys are too good. You know, you give a guy a double underhook and he's tripping you and he's on top. People don't want that. And it's also guys are good at keeping their hands on the hips. That's what Rich Franklin fucked up. But there is a reality though that if the guy has like if you have your hand on a guy's hips and the other guy is like got you in a tie clinch, he can elbow you from that clinch while you're grabbing onto his hips, and you're not really going to be in a good position to stop it if he's fast. It's a very good position to be in. You know, if a guy is worried about your knees and he does commit one hand or maybe even two to the hips, like you catch him with a couple of hard ones, a lot of guys will just switch to elbow, like right from here, just blam, and it's a ruthless thing. Elbows are so nasty. It's really kind of amazing that we cover up the knuckles because you break your knuckles a lot. You never break your elbow.
Right.
You fucking smash bricks with your elbow, no problem. Nobody ever breaks their elbow fighting, unless you get kicked. You know, but like hitting somebody, you might get like little chips. Like Anderson had a bunch of chips in his elbow that he actually had to get removed, like bone chips and shit, stuff that snapped off.
same
on
thing with
people's-
Alan Joban.
I'm
He had
sure.
a serious problem with his elbow.
Didn't Gerald? I think Gerald Streben had a bunch of floating around shit in his
Yeah.
elbow too.
Yeah.
A lot of guys get that.
I think he was the third choice for this too. I think.
Really?
Yeah, there was one guy they had, and he couldn't do it, and I guess I don't remember who was second.
Well, you watch how fucking ferocious Perry is, you realize why Thiago didn't want to take this with no camp or with a fucked up camp.
What was fucked
know,
up about his camp? Didn't he have a
Well,
full?
he's got to get out of Florida for the hurricane. You know, if
That
he
was
got
like a week
stuck.
before, though. I
Oh,
think
is
he
that
left like a
why
week
he
earlier.
pulled?
Yeah,
He got pulled
Yeah.
from the fight.
That's what
they both
Jimmy
came from
was
Florida.
saying.
That's I think what the reason he gave was. Let me make sure that's right.
He's
I wanna
talking
see
some shit about Thiago right now.
Sent it,
Everybody wants to see me beat up Robbie Lawler. Look at him. Wow. Everybody wants to see me beat up Robbie Lawler. Ooh, what a crazy thing to say. What a great fight that would be, though.
Yeah.
Good Lord. This is a fucking interesting one. If he really does do that, if Thiago doesn't fight him, and then he wants up, and because he didn't get hurt in this fight at all, he just swarmed him and KO'd him. He could probably fight again in a few months. I wonder what they're gonna do. If they're gonna rematch, or make the remake rather the Thiago fight, or whether they really do give this kid.
How about
Robbie Lawler.
Ponzinibbio?
That's a good fight. That guy's a
That's
beast.
actually who I thought they were going to wind up. And then they put him with Gunnar Nelson.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any of this nonsense.
Yeah.
Yay, we're going to the game. Why do you give a fuck? You just knocked a dude unconscious with
He's
a
just an
knee.
enjoyable guy, though.
Yeah. Ferocious fighter.
Yeah.
Just like his style is just marauding, ferocious, full attack, reckless. A lot of confidence in his ability to take a shot. A lot of confidence in ability to knock people dead. Like boom, landed that. Like that's it. And then
It'd be a
have
great
one
fight.
of these.
Great fight would be him and Alan Joban again with the history rematch.
Yeah, it could be. Doesn't Joban have a big fight coming up?
Does he?
Why do I think Alan has a big fight coming up? Maybe I'm making that up. I don't think I am, though. I think something was just announced. I don't know.
It's saying that
Boom.
Thiago lost his dog and was living with his family at the gym because of the hurricane. So maybe maybe he didn't have a full camp. Might be right.
Yeah, fuck all that. Being at the gym with your family, and he's got a kid, a really young kid. Yeah, I get it.
That clinching
That
was insane.
Insane. He's a beast, man.
And
He's
Muay Thai and that's how Alan fights too. He's got a serious clinch too.
That's
Alan,
the motherfucker right there.
That's the picture on my phone. I took my girlfriend off and put Francis Ngannou.
Look at his hat. I love it. He's like Idi Amin up in that bitch. Here we go.
Did they find anyone for him, by the way, or no?
Francis.
After Dos Santos dropped out? No.
They don't know what's going to happen with Junior, what the substance was. They said it was a very small trace amount of a diuretic. So it wasn't like a steroid, but a lot of times guys use diuretics to mask steroids because it flushes it out of your system quicker. So like I say, if a guy's doing something, he wants to test negative, apparently you can flush some stuff out with diuretics.
Okay.
Because it just drains all the water out of your body. And you keep pouring more water in, and it flushes things out quicker, I think. I don't understand how that works.
So diuretics are illegal?
Yes. That's what Chris Cyborg got popped for, a diuretic. But then they gave her a use exemption because she has a legitimate reason for using it, like a medical condition.
When will they know what he took, or will they never know?
They know what he took.
Or why
There's
he took
a
it?
process of it has to play out, like what did they think happened, what's the evidence. Like they're very, very thorough about it. It's one of the things I really appreciate about that Jeff Nowitzki is that one of the things he said about John Jones, he said, before you judge him, we have to let this process play out. And he's right. Like,
did it play out?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I mean, they got the B sample. The B sample is positive as well. But it was a lot of weird shit was going on. Like a lot of his chiropractor was tweeting that John passed the blood test, free John, and like this is so irresponsible because like anybody who looked into it even for a moment would realize that they don't even test for that stuff in the blood. They only test for that stuff in the urine. So there was no, like when they said his blood test was clear of it, it's because they didn't test for it. It's a urine test. So like it was so disingenuous. So then they waited, they got the B sample, they tested that, yup, same exact stuff. So it's in there. So the question is now, not whether or not it was in his body, but how did it get in his body? There's a big issue with a bunch of sports guys. What is it, baseball guys that are getting popped with that stuff? Brendan Schaub brought that up as well. That apparently that stuff, Tyranobol, whatever the fuck it is, T-ball, is in a ton of supplements. You can get in a lot of that GNC, over-the-counter, muscle builder bullshit, all those testosterone boosters that you buy.
So maybe that.
Could be, but you're not supposed to take that shit. You shouldn't take that shit.
Especially after coming back off a suspension. Like, shouldn't you be sending everything in? It's crazy.
But their tainted supplements are a real issue. But obviously the thing is don't take any fucking supplements unless they're absolutely approved and certified and you can get supplements that are approved and certified. And then there could be a random bad batch. That's totally possible. That happened to somebody. I mean, supplements where a guy never really took a steroid but got popped because something was in a supplement. That happened to Tim Means. Tim Means took some shit from GNC, just some normal shit that's supposed to be some stuff you could buy off the shelf, and he tested positive, and he told everybody what he took. They went to different stores independently, pulled that stuff off the shelf, tested it. Yep, there it is. Steroids.
But he still got a 6-month suspension, or did he do a year?
Yeah, he's not supposed to take that stuff. Like, even though it's not illegal, you have to approve everything. And then on top of that, they have a list. They have a USADA list on the website that you can go to and find out what's tainted and what's not. Holy shit, dude. It is the craziest thing you've ever seen. It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of supplements. It's like there's so much shit that makes you piss hot. It's crazy.
What's the most common? What's the most popular?
I don't think there's a most popular. They start with
like
A.
Muscle Farm type stuff?
Yeah, they're starting with A, and they're working their way through B. And
Like
then they go to
GNC
C
stuff. Like
and
stuff
D.
that says
Yeah.
GNC on
Yeah,
it.
dude, I'm talking hundreds of things. Like, Nowitzki pulled the website up, and we were laughing. We were laughing at how many things there were, because it's so absurd. You're
Is there
like,
anyone who
what?
doesn't take anything, any supplements? Do you know of any fighters, or they take the most minimum?
There's some guys that just take fruits and vegetables.
Yep.
Like,
The ones from Monsanford and Son, though, those are tainted.
Sanford and Son? Natural Oranja. Just all fruit and vegetables.
Yeah, those are tainted. Those are genetically modified. They have a shelf life of 20 years.
He posted a Joe Hogan for mayor sign that somebody had put up somewhere.
He did?
Yeah. He might not have. Somebody else did, I guess, and they were just talking about him. Joe Hogan. But I think that there's a lot of tainted supplements, for sure. But I think there's a lot of guys using steroids, too. So it's like, which one is it? Did John Jones take a tainted supplement, or was John Jones using steroids? Those are the only two options at this point, because that stuff's in his body. The other option is somebody dosed him.
Then how?
I thought of that
what's
too.
the
I wonder
next
if
step?
somebody
How do
could
they
have.
find out?
Well, they have to do some sort of an investigation. He has to come clean, talk about everything that he's taken. They have to, if he took something that is not on their list of approved substances, and he didn't claim that, that's just, if that's the case, he needs a goddamn babysitter. If that's really what happened, if it really was a tainted supplement and just some normal bullshit from a supermarket, health food section, who the fuck knows? If it's really just some nonsense, he needs a babysitter. He needs someone that's around him that he trusts and respects, some mentor figure that does not allow him to take anything stupid and tells him, hey man, you're the baddest motherfucker of all time, and you're about to get put on the shelf for 4 years over some nonsense.
Matt Serra raised a very interesting point about, again, it was just a speculation, but is it possible that this was happening because all those fights happened before USADA, yeah, except for OSP.
Well, there's always going to be that speculation if someone pisses hot. You always got to think, well, if they piss hot in USADA, and back when it wasn't very sophisticated and the drug searching wasn't that sophisticated, maybe they were doing it the whole time. You gotta wonder, you know? That's why, like, a guy like Tony Ferguson is so fucking spectacular. You know, you look at a guy like Tony Ferguson, and he's just got mad focus and work ethic. He's just ferocious.
Yeah.
He's just ferocious in his focus and his intent. Like, that guy doesn't need steroids. He just needs food and life, you know? And he's just gonna keep going.
He just needs a place to work out, and he'll build it too.
That's the crazy thing. He's up there in Big Bear building gyms. Builds his own fucking rolling room. He's got video of it and photos of it and shit. They matted out a room. He nailed all the boards down and shit. And
He built a bag stand,
yeah.
like a workout little. Of
course he did.
Yeah, he's
Why does he do that? He just likes the act of doing it?
the kind of guy that if shit hit the fan and it was an apocalypse, like he's the guy that you're gonna want to hang out with. He's gonna build your house. He's
Build
gonna
your
go hunt
shelter.
for you. And all you got to do is just make sure everything's clean when he gets home.
I'm not that guy. No, I
Me
curl up
neither.
like a beta and I beg.
Yeah, well, that's what community is all about. You're supposed to have one of those guys, one guy like you. Supposed to have one guy like Eddie. I mean, that's what a real community is. The idea that everybody has to be the guy that can build a bag stand, but he can.
He does everything, man. He cleans. He cleans the cabin. He's on fire, dude. He's just always on fire. He'll go for a run through these hills and these mountains and these streets, and he'll have a crew with them running. And I'm in the car because I have a torn ACL, so I'm in my car following them. And he'll beat them by so much, and then come back for them, and then go, and then come back for them, and go. And these are all professional athletes.
No, his endurance is insane.
He's into doing extra credit. And if we're going to do 10 rounds of sprints, he'll do 12. And he's always going to go extra.
What's going on with your knee? Did you
Tore ACL, tore MCL.
Is it partially torn? Is that what the deal is?
Yeah, it's
Did
not
you
torn
talk
off.
to Dr. Roddy McGee? Can he
He's
do
talking
anything
about
for it?
surgery, and my doctor, we're talking about let's try to rehab it and see what happens first, and then you could always get surgery later. He said, with me, I told you that all I did was just stretch out, and I just stood up, and my knee just fell apart.
Right.
It came out, and I had to pop it back in, and then I got an MRI the next day, and it came back partial tear in the ACL, torn MCL. You really don't need surgery for the MCL. Those apparently they just heal by themselves. You
Yeah.
just got to stay off them.
What's the difference between
But
the ACL and the MCL?
The ACL, I'm on the fence. I could have surgery right now, or I could try to rehab it. But
What's what on the? I don't know.
ACL is the anterior cruciate ligament. It's the ligament that stabilizes the knee, keeps it from popping forward. I've had both my ACLs reconstructed.
From the same from fighting.
One of them from jiu-jitsu, one of them from taekwondo.
and it popped out 3 weeks later. I was doing a seminar at 10th Planet Oceanside, and right there in the middle of the seminar, boom, it came out again.
Yeah, it's gonna pop out.
I'm
man.
in front of it. I'm just like, ah.
If it pops out that much, man, I would go to a different doctor. I'd go to Roddy McGee, man. Just go to him in Vegas.
I talked to him, and he seems totally legit. But what he's talking about is the surgery,
but
the
you know-
new kind of surgery that they're doing.
The new surgery the healing's only 3 months. They don't use a cadaver anymore. Now they reattach, and you're a perfect candidate for it because your shit's not totally torn apart. they reattach and they re-sew it up. And one dude did it, and 5 months later he competed in the Olympics. The recovery time is so much different because what they're doing now is repairing your ligament, whereas before what they were doing is putting in an artificial ligament, and then that ligament would act as a scaffolding. So not artificial, but a donor. Like I have a donor on my right one.
Cadaver?
From a cadaver.
You could do cadaver, patella, or hamstring.
I had patella on my left and cadaver on my right.
How's your left feeling?
Both of them are awesome.
Left is awesome?
Both of them are awesome.
Apparently, people are moving away a little bit from cadavers because sometimes you can get an infection. Like Benji Raddick, he had his ACL, a cadaver ACL, and it got infected somehow.
I think he got infected from the surgery. He got staph from the surgery, which is super common.
Yeah, it's common from the cadaver. It's at the actual tendon.
Well, you know, MRSA
I know
is just something that's
I know
in
the
hotels.
doctor that I'm going to
Right.
is the one who did his.
Yeah, but there's no way to tell whether it was from the actual surgery itself, from cutting you open, because a lot of people get it from like any sort of simple operation. They can get MRSA.
He stopped doing cadavers. He don't do
Did he?
cadavers. No, he just does patellas.
Well, now what Dr. McGee was saying is the most latest cutting edge shit. You don't even have to do that. Now what they're doing is they're taking this torn stuff, and he had pictures of it and images of the actual surgery. They stitch it together and rope it down and like literally stitch it together. And they have this technique that they do, and then you're up and moving. Like you're up and moving, and within 3 months, it's 100%. Instead of 6 months.
What's the technique? What, do they just kind of cocoon it with a bunch of rows of stitches?
It's crazy looking like apparatus, the way they were doing it, the way they had it stitched up like some crazy fishing knot. But apparently it worked amazing because he had some videos of this guy a few months post-surgery doing box jumps. And I was like, this is crazy. Doing side box jumps, like hopping on top of things, hopping on top of another thing, jumping over things left and right. I was like, that is incredible. For someone to go from ACL surgery to do like that was that's a recipe for blowing your knee apart.
Right.
Because I remember after I got mine, for like 6 months I was terrified to do anything. Like when I first came back to jiu-jitsu, I was terrified. I was like, like every time I rolled, I was like, please don't fall apart. Please don't fall apart. Because if it falls apart,
long did you wait?
6 months. So hard to do, right?
And how long until you're doing it where you're like, all right, it's not going to fall apart?
Couple months. Like 8 months in, I realized, I was like, this is pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. I didn't throw any kicks forever. I didn't kick the bag forever. And when I did jiu-jitsu, like if anybody even went for my leg, I would tell them, like, please don't yank on this one. This one's still ginger.
Yeah.
And it was like, I wouldn't like try to explode with it and push off with it. I was real gentle on it. This fight's about to go down. Ha, ha, ha. What do you think, Eddie Bravo? Initial thoughts?
I don't know.
Does Luke Rockhold get the same guy after getting KO'd by Bisping?
It's a hard one to call.
It's been a long time outside the octagon.
Yeah.
Jim Norton, what do you think? You're the host of UFC Uncensored.
I'm taking David Branch.
Ooh, New Yorker. Goes with the New Yorker.
You have to.
David
It's from the
Branch
Bronx.
moving towards him, dropping some shots. Luke Rockhold's got a powerful left kick.
Yeah.
Strong left kick. And he landed it a few times to the body already. It's a legit kick, and he catches you with it way outside. And Luke Rockhold's super hard to take down. He trains all the time with Daniel Cormier and Cain Velasquez. He's got all these monster wrestlers over there, Habib Nurmagomedov. And
You think Branch wants to take him down?
he might. He's got a very good ground game. He
Doesn't Rockhold have a spinning side kick KO finish? Is that right?
No, he got wheel kicked in the head by Vitor Belfort. And then he got Chris Weidman tried to wheel kick him, and he took Weidman to the ground and beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end right there.
Yeah, it was crazy because up until that, it was like a really competitive fight. Branch is doing a good job of circling to his left to avoid that left kick. He's not. Oh, but he landed it right there. Branch is doing a real good job. Oh, he's putting Rockhold in danger. And Rockhold.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is.
Oh! He teed off on him. Oh, my God. Rockhold's in trouble. This is a real fight. Oh, my God. He's taking Rockhold down. That's how you know Rockhold's in big trouble.
I think you should have
Rockhold's
stayed
super
standing.
hard to take down.
You should have stayed standing.
Maybe, but he lets him know. He could take him down. God damn, this is legit. And he just looked over at his friend and waved and said, I'm okay. Or his coach, his corner. But he didn't look okay. He got hit with bombs, man. You're never okay when you get hit with those kind of bombs. You might not have gone out, but you're not okay. See, fucking MMA is so much different than boxing. These two fights highlight it. Like, you guys barely know who Mike Perry is, right?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, he's so invested in that fight. Chaos, right? In this fight, This is fucking chaos. In so many different ways.
118 to 110. I'm not gonna. That's gonna ruin my
Horrible.
fucking weekend.
Adelaide Bird, she's a very nice lady. I can't say anything terrible, but that's where it is. She's always very pleasant. She always waves and says hello. I mean, just because I don't think I agree with her in boxing.
Yeah.
Not mad at the lady.
At
She's
what
very
point
nice.
do judges get removed for poor officiating?
It's a good question.
Or does that ever happen?
Well, back in the old days, the Nevada State Athletic Commission wasn't being run very well. Bob Bennett, the guy who runs it now, is an animal. He's on the ball. He's really good, and he's really smart, and he's just a real easy guy to talk to too. And
But
he
that's
wants
the
what's
boxing
best.
commission, though, right?
No,
Totally
he's
different
Nevada
commission,
State
right?
Athletic Commission.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, he handles all that stuff. So most likely he'll probably be looking into that.
Do they ever get booted though if it's not corruption? If they literally just think this guy sucks at making decisions, do they ever get kicked out? Like you've
It's a good
fucked
question.
up too many times.
It's a good question. I don't know enough about boxing. I know when there's a bad decision, and I know names that I keep hearing, but it's not like I know MMA judges.
That was that's a disgraceful score.
Disgraceful. I agree.
And has she had another other disgraceful?
She's had some terrible decisions in terms of what I think about the call. Ooh, look out for the knees, son. He's trying to trip Branch down. Luke Rockhold,
Double
super strong top game. Branch might be fading a bit here. Nope. Branch still looking to wing some shots. One of the things that Branch thought was a big factor in this fight was his boxing. But he's got to avoid those kicks, especially the left one, man. The left one's the big one for Rockhold. And he'll do it off the switch. Ooh, that's a nice right leg kick. He'll do it off the switch, and he's got a nasty question mark kick. His question mark kick is what he used to crack Bisping with, because he hits you with the body shots like over and over and over again, and then he gets you reaching. So he throws one like this to the body, and then at the last minute he whips it around over the top. He's nasty with that. Really good with that. That's like one of his best techniques. That and his left power kick, that left power kick to the body, is just so good. He stopped Costa Filippo with that left body kick as well. Oh, he went jumping round kicking a nice straight left. He said, no.
He certainly looks like he recovered.
Yeah, he recovered for sure. Oh, he just clipped David Branch with a right hook. Look, Rockhold does not want to go out like that Bisping fight. See, here's the clinch, what you're talking about.
Yep.
See, it's just way hard to pull off. There's just so much scrambling in MMA and looking for takedowns and stuff. Look at that, Luke Rockhold get in the back. Get in the back. Oh, shit, David Branch almost goes down.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, Luke Rockhold on top. Very dangerous on top. Super strong, and Branch is tired as fuck, man. Rockhold looks like he's surging here. Branch is doing a good job, though, protecting him. One thing Rockhold's got to watch out for is his legs.
What
Branch
is
is from the Renzo Gracie school.
What's his motive in putting him up against the cage when he
Smash
normally
him. Just
Smash
try
them
to
against
smash
the
him.
wall. They can't really move.
He wants to just hold them somewhere. Ooh, look at that makeup. Dude, look at that shit. Yeah, just smash him. Rockhold came on strong towards the end of that round.
There's nothing more claustrophobic than watching that when someone's mushed up against the cage. Like that Khabib Johnson fight. That's probably the most claustrophobic I've ever been watching a fight. That was awful.
That was one of the worst ones ever.
There's an art to smashing a guy against that fence.
For
and
sure.
Keeping him there and landing shots and wearing him out and just smashing him.
It takes you back to when you're 10 years old. Like that's how I got beat up when I was a kid. Like you're just helpless in a corner.
Dude, that happened to me when I was 14. That's why
Pedro,
I started wrestling. This guy took me down in the locker room, and he was like gonna punch me in the head, but he decided not to because it was so easy for him to take me down. He just grabbed me in a headlock. I didn't even know if we were fighting. Like I didn't know what was going on. Like we were looking at each other, and he was talking some shit, and I wasn't exactly sure like what we were gonna do. And then all of a sudden we were grabbing each other, and he just got me in a headlock and threw me on the ground and held me there and could have easily punched my face in. To this day, I owe him a debt of gratitude.
Changed your life.
He did change my life because he made me realize, like, oh my God. And then I had a friend, my friend Steven Arduino. He was a wrestler in high school, and I was already doing martial arts then, and I just had no idea how easy it was for someone to take me down. And we went outside. We went outside on the grass, and he was like, I could take you down easy. I was like, no, you can't. He's like, whoosh, boom. I was like, fuck that. Try again. Whoosh, boom. I was like, oh my God, I got to start wrestling. So those two events led me to wrestling class.
I wrestled in high school, and I was terrible. I was probably one of the worst wrestlers in high school history. I got one takedown. I would never take anybody down. I was always afraid that I was going to catch a knee in my teeth, so I would just sprawl on dudes that took down. They try to take me down. That was my game plan. But regular people, when I'd get in a fight, I would take them down, and I always felt like I was cheating, but I didn't care.
Because you use wrestling.
Yeah, I'd go, you know what? I don't give a fuck. If someone fucks with me, I'm going to double leg them. And then I'd get like twister psychic from a punch their stomach. I did that to a soccer player. He was talking shit in school, and I took him down. I
Isn't
took
it funny
several
that
guys
you would
down.
think that it would be cheating?
I thought it was. I didn't think it was real fighting
Oh,
back then.
look-
So when I saw Hoist in UFC 2, I'm like, oh shit, you could take dudes down and fight. That's legit.
He's hurting that leg, by the way. Rockhold is really hurting that leg.
Both guys are hurting their legs. Rockhold has been landing a bunch of hard leg kicks on Branch too. This is a serious fight.
No, that's what I mean. He's been hurting Branch's leg.
Oh yeah, but Rockhold's hurt too, man. This is a real fight. Very good fight. Is it funny now, like a fight where two guys take each other down? It's like totally standard. Like no kids today would ever think that would be cheating. Like that's how you fight, motherfucker.
Yeah.
If someone takes someone down, like oh shit, ground and pound. Kids know the moves.
Yeah.
Side control. Oh, you got side
You see
control.
fight videos, just street fight videos where someone takes someone down and they tap. Like that's like the understood
Yeah.
move now.
It's hilarious. But look, if people can tap in street fights, the world would be a better place.
Yeah.
Because if somebody leaves you alone after you tap and they let it alone, like two guys agree to fight and then someone taps and then the guy respects the tap, that's good. That'll
happens.
Yeah, I hope it does. I hope it happens more often.
I guess it all
'Cause
depends on what
it's
pushed you to
scary.
fight to begin with, though.
Yeah,
You know.
for sure.
You're not signing the contract. Some guy fuck your chick.
Yeah, exactly. Boom. Some of the craziest shit is girls fighting because it's so primal. Especially when they don't know how to fight.
Yeah.
And they grabbing hair and just screaming.
Weights
and
come off.
Wailing
It's
at each other. All just wailing at each other. See, the thing about Rockhold is he's so used to this shit because he's in the gym with DC and Kane doing this. So, like, there's very few guys that are going to have the kind of clinch game that Rockhold's going to have. And the kind of grappling, like, grinding skills that Rockhold's going to have because he's been doing it with these fucking monsters.
Look at that.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
Rockhold.
And he's passed.
He's a,
and there's
the
a lot of
full
time left, too.
mouncha, full mouncha. Not good for Branch. Super bad for Branch. Let's see if he gives up his back and trying to get out. That's super dangerous. Don't panic. Let's see if he panics. He's got to figure out a way to defend himself.
He should,
Look at this. He's
gift
giving up
wrapped
his
him.
back. He's
Gift
giving up
wrap.
his back. Giving up his back.
He's going to handcuff him.
Oh, he got that back.
Oh, it's over.
he's
Bad
flattened.
place to be.
He's
It's
flattened.
over.
This is terrible.
Plenty of time.
Branch is in a world of shit.
Plenty
Dude,
of time.
Rockhold does this to everybody, man.
Yeah.
He gets on top of you and he just smashes you. It's so
He
impressive.
did this to Vitor, right?
Look at his top mount. No, he did it to Lyoto Machida.
Oh, Branch is in
Vitor
trouble.
wheel kicked him in the head, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Dude, Branch is in serious trouble. He's going to flatten him out. That's a serious mount, man. That back mount is out of control. His mount and his back mount, or his top game is just fucking ferocious. Oh, Branch is done. He's done. He's waiting for them to rescue him.
He's just covering up.
Dan's giving him a lot of chances here, but he's taking a fucking bad beat. Tap, he
tapped.
tapped, he tapped, he tapped. That's
Oh, wow.
it. That's it. Tap to strikes. Tap to strikes.
Great fight.
Fuck yeah, that was a great fight. Dude, Rockhold's top game might be the best in the fucking division. He might be better than Romero. He might be
He's a
better
black
than
belt,
Jacare.
right?
Yeah, he's a black belt.
Under who?
I don't know who they're it's not
Oh, it's an AK.
it's not Dave Camarillo.
Maybe it's Dave
Is?
Camarillo. How long has he been
We'll
at
find out.
AKA?
It's forever.
Is Dave Camarillo still in AKA?
No,
I think
but
he-
a lot of
yeah.
guys train with him still. A lot of guys still go over there. He
Did you
still
just throw
has
out
a
his
close-
mouthpiece?
Yeah,
Oof.
threw it to somebody. That's a joy. Would you suck on that?
No, I wouldn't.
Would you put it in your mouth?
No, I wouldn't.
Girls would.
Some girls would. Some girls want to get pregnant with that spit.
Get you pregnant.
I guess it would depend on the fighter.
Boom.
That
I
was
got a
it.
text message from Vinny Shorman. Fucking Adelaide Bird again. A lot of people are aware that Adelaide Bird doesn't have the best decisions.
It's trending
Boom,
right now.
boom, boom, boom. She's trending. Jamie knows who's trending. Would you ever know who's trending?
Never. Not
Would you
even if it
ever
was
know?
me.
Would you ever have any idea ever who's trending?
What was that?
Would you ever have any idea who's trending?
No.
Just ask Jamie.
Oh. Is Justin
You don't know where
Bieber
to
still
look or what?
trending?
He's not allowed to be.
Is he
I'm
still
pretty
on
sure.
top?
He can't be.
Can't you trend two
Beyonce?
different ways too, like
Probably not
locally?
either.
Like I've had guys go, dude, you're trending, but I'm not. It's like a fucking local, like in Jersey, I'm trending compared to other Jersey people,
Nice.
which is
How does
really-
that work? How do you trend in Jersey?
I don't know. There's a way to do it location wise, like where it gets your hopes up and you realize, oh, no one fucking cares.
Luke Rockhold, put the beat down. But I'll tell you what, man, David Branch made it a scrap for the beginning till Luke Rockhold wore on him with that pressure, that clinch, and that wrestling too. I'm telling you, man, all those years with Kane and DC, I mean, you don't get any better wrestling than that. You don't get any better, more savage, big, giant dudes than those two. Think about it. Olympic class wrestler and arguably the greatest UFC heavyweight ever.
Well, but who helps Kane like that? Because he's heavier than Cormier.
DC, not much. DC walks around all the time at 235, 240. You know, he even said he was feeling kind of slim like this time after the fight. You know, we did commentary last weekend, and he said he was usually he'd be at like 235 by now. But he was lighter than that. I think he was like 215 or 220 or something like that. But he'll get up to 235. So like Kane's 240. So they're in the neighborhood of each other. Like 5 pounds difference with a world-class grappling like those two guys have. They're just going to war constantly.
It's always a problem, though, for big guys 250 and above, finding training partners.
Sure.
It's tough. Just in
Especially-
jiu-jitsu schools, man, it's tough. We don't have very many big guys. We got, right now, in my class, I think the biggest guy, 200 pounds.
It's crazy.
That's it.
What a fight, man, huh? Isn't that crazy? Luke Rockhold. I'll tell you, dude, when that guy gets people down, they are not getting up. He has one of the best fucking top games.
You don't see a lot of tap outs due to strikes.
A lot of people don't do it. They don't believe in it. A lot of people have said like that's a bitch move. I don't think it is even a little bit. I think it's a smart move. When you're getting hit, you're getting fucked up, and you know you're not going to recover, you know, and the fight's over. There's no need to take extra shots.
Sure.
If you know that you're done, just tap.
But it's seen as a bitch. They see fighters say this.
Well, a lot of people like George St. Pierre, that's one of the things that BJ Penn was taunting him about, how he tapped with strikes against Matt when Matt beat him. Matt beat the shit out of him and clipped him with a big right hand early, got on top of him, banged him out, and then GSP tapped the strikes. And BJ was like, I would never tap the strikes. But really, maybe some of those career fights he should have.
Yeah, if you know you got
strikes.
nothing left, why not?
Yeah. Get out of what?
This is my fight. This is my fight. And I'll be there soon.
Is he talking about Bisbing?
I don't know. That's some bad trash
I'm
talking,
thinking it's Bisping because he's saying it's his fight. So I think he feels he should be fighting for the belt, not GSP.
Yeah, he came at me real hard. I wanted to be patient. Like I said, I rushed
Oh,
Damn.
man.
You get him credit for taking that and surviving
yeah.
that first round.
Yeah, he was in trouble, dude. He was in trouble for sure.
That tight clinch stopped the strikes.
Yep. This is what stops everything, man. His fucking smush game. Look at that step over mount. Made no resistance in getting that mount. He just overwhelmed Branch. Branch just couldn't keep up that pace. You know, Luke Rockhold's, I mean, he's the reason why he was the champ. He's fucking world class. November, Madison Square Garden. Whoa, so he's telling GSP to back out.
Well, there's people who still think that GSP is not going to make that fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that think that GSP's crazy now, that he's lost his marbles.
Why?
Didn't he keep delaying it?
Well, because of the time lapse thing and the UFO thing that he kept talking about aliens, like he was obsessed with aliens, to the point where they wanted to leave it out of one of the UFC countdown shows.
No way. He talked a lot about it?
Yes. Yeah.
He's trying to tell us. We're not listening.
There was some. He talked about it on my podcast, man. Talked about he thinks that like sometimes he'll like be missing time and then he'll like be somewhere else. It wasn't comfortable listening to.
Didn't you point it out to him that was some kind of a trauma?
Yeah, well, that's one of the main signs of trauma. You know, loss of memory is one of the big ones. You know, when you start talking about missing time and aliens, like, whoa, okay, why would you think it would be aliens when you got hit 800 times? Like, he was hit more than 800 times in his UFC career. He was like, no, I'm fine with that. Aliens are fucking with me, dude.
Damn.
It's crazy.
Maybe it's true.
Maybe it is. Imagine if we're joking around about it. Meanwhile, every night while GSP's sleeping, his body freezes. The room fills up with blue light. Little dudes like fucking walk right through the walls. And he's like, no, don't take me again. And they take him to the spaceship.
This is a cartoon.
Yeah, they want to get that
cartoon.
DNA. They want that perfect super athlete GSP DNA. They take him there, and then they have a whole Under Armour lab in space. And
They do an anal probe in him, and then he turns around and goes, I am not impressed.
why is it always your butt, man? They're always playing with your butt. Regular
Something
doctors
about the
don't.
butt. I think it's like that's how they test the blood, see what you're eating.
Plus, they probably know it bothers us.
I bet you could learn a lot from shit.
Dude,
What if they started giving poop samples? Like that was more accurate than piss? I mean, we have no problem with piss samples. What
true.
about shit samples? We did shit in a cup.
like, hey, pee
shit
in the cup.
bowl.
Pee in the cup. Everybody's like, all right, can't believe you're making me do this, but I'll do it. Like, if UPS made you shit in a bucket.
Yeah, cellophane
look,
the top.
We found there's a new blood drug test, but we need your shit. It's the only way you
Yeah,
really
no
tell.
way you're gonna
Yes.
you're gonna
Can't
beat
fake-
this.
You
You can't fake the shit.
test.
And we have to have at least 4 pounds of it.
Can you imagine dudes getting their friends to shit for them? Dude, I need your shit.
Dude, to just hide in the fucking air duct.
You have like a bag of shit.
I'll
You're like,
tap the wall twice, and you drop down like a fucking demon, take a shit in my bucket, and climb back up there. Bro, we're gonna get caught. No,
we
man.
tested his shit.
Listen, you been eating good? Like, you eat a lot of fiber? Like, can you shit on command? And
There's
they
going to
don't
be dogs
believe
that
him.
can smell. There'll be like steroid sniffing dogs.
They just send a fucking beagle in.
If they start eating your shit, then that means you're guilty. Dude, I got this puppy, and when he was little, like as the shit would be coming out of his butt, he'd be turning around trying to eat it. Like as it was,
Damn.
he's like taking a shit. He's like, oh, let me
couldn't
get some
wait?
of that. No, like puppies are weird, man. They smell shit, and they're babies. They think it's food.
Yeah, they don't understand. That's a bad move.
Literally, like soft serve ice cream coming out of his asshole. He's turning around trying to
aren't their
snatch it up.
noses like 1,000 times stronger than ours?
Yeah, but they don't think it's bad.
Can you imagine what shit smells like?
They
to
like
them?
the smell
It's so
shit.
bad they like it. It's like it just flips out of like it's a defense mechanism.
Well, no, they like rotting bodies too. You know?
Dogs.
Yeah, dogs find like a dead beaver or some shit.
Tasty.
They'll roll around in it. They like it on their skin. It's real
Maybe we're
weird,
supposed
man.
to like it. Maybe we've been brainwashed into not liking it because we're supposed to eat bugs, right? We're supposed to eat insects, right?
It's a smart thing to eat.
Right? Wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't need to go to the supermarket if we like bugs. We just eat bugs. We just trap
But
them,
are we
flies
supposed to
and
eat
stuff.
them, or only up to a certain point? Like once you can make shit, there's no need to eat them anymore.
Well, you know,
I think
but you know
we're
that
supposed
feeling.
to eat insects.
Yeah, I was listening to a lecture about this where they were talking about. Okay, no, it was Terrence McKenna. That's who it was, and he was talking about how we used to be insectivores, and so that reward system is still in our consciousness. That's why people get super excited when they catch a bug. Like if you like, that's why people like those butterfly catchers. They collect butterflies and shit, and they capture them. Like there's a whole like group of people. You know, you can't trophy
they eat
hunt.
'em?
Like no one no. You know how like people don't like trophy hunters?
Yeah.
Like it's gross. You go over there, shoot rhinos, and put them on your wall. Collecting butterflies is totally fine. Nobody gives a fuck about butterflies.
Oh, they kill them once they get them, right? If you collect, yeah.
Well, they don't last long anyway.
Yeah.
So that's like actually like I guess the mindset. But there's people that like collect them like serial killers.
Are there
for
anybody
butterflies.
fight? Are
And they
there-
have these butterflies pressed up on the glass, and I've collected all these
Yeah.
from all over the globe.
Aren't they beautiful?
They're killing all these bugs. It's like they're like trophy hunters, but for bugs.
That's one
there
step
anybody
above
out
throwing
there
a fat
fighting?
girl in your well.
Anybody out there fighting for bug rights?
Well, I'll tell you when it could happen. It is possible that it could happen someday with there's a bunch of different people in different parts of the world that eat crickets, and cricket protein is like really rich. It's very good. Cricket protein is very good for you. Yeah, cricket protein powder right there. People are starting to turn towards crickets for animal protein, for vitamin B12, for a lot of things. And a lot of people that might have like ethical issues with eating animal protein don't have it with bugs. Like maybe insectivore will be like a thing. Like people don't want to necessarily commit to being vegan, but they don't want animals to suffer, but they're cool with eating crickets. Like that would actually be a good health move. Like you could get a lot of really rich protein. Like look at all the shit that's in crickets. Like how many crickets you get out of 10 gallons of water?
They're going to be in there anyways?
So for 100 gallons of water, you get 71 grams of crickets versus 19 grams of chicken.
I don't really know what this means.
I don't either.
It's just a weird thing.
There must be protein. Protein versus or the amount of weight of body mass of the animal. Because I would imagine crickets use very little water, right? They're creepy little
that's
bugs.
how much they use to create that much. Yeah. How much water used to create that much protein. That's
Right,
what that
whereas
was.
like cows drink water, chickens do. Like they need actual water.
How long before some asshole comes out and tries to defend cricket rights?
It'll happen. It'll
Somebody
also
will.
happen with robots. As soon as we start making human-looking robots that do shit for us, somebody will start to say you have to treat them a certain way. It may or may not happen in our
Robot
lifetime.
rights.
Without
So
a
you know
doubt.
what the
Guaranteed.
there's a real problem that if we figure out that plants have consciousness, and they know that plants do have some consciousness.
Do they really?
Yeah, they know there's some communication going on between plants. It's just not what we think of as consciousness. First of all, because it doesn't entail moving, but there's some sort of information that's being passed on. In fact, plants have chemical reactions to being preyed upon. Like plants change their flavor profile. Like they'll make themselves disgusting for animals to eat, just based on whether or not an animal's trying to eat them. So if something eats them, it changes the smell of all the animals around them, or all the plants rather around them, and then they change. Like for the acacia bush, they've studied these things when they go downwind. Like one will get eaten by a giraffe, and then the wind will catch the other trees, and the other trees will become inedible to the giraffe. It's fucked.
Wow.
It's crazy. There's
And
some
do they
sort
feel
of
pain?
communication.
I always ask. I have my stuff trimmed once in a while. I'm like, does that hurt? I really. The woman wanted to smack me in the face.
can't abuse plants.
It's a good question. Like, what is pain, though, right? Because like, our pain might have to do entirely with movement in our central nervous system, which plants definitely don't have. So even though they're a living thing, they might have consciousness, but they might not be experiencing pain. But they do know that they have some crazy relationship with fungus, and that the fungus are extracting minerals from the dirt. There's like mycelium under the ground, and they have some sort of relationship with the root system. And there's a whole community, and there's like exchanges going on, and like these ecosystems of plants. Like when you see a jungle, we think about a bunch of individual plants, but they're all working together. They're all like synced up in some way that we're too stupid and self-centered to consider.
Plants
Like,
give me the creeps. I like them. They fucking
I'll
creep
beat
me out,
the
man.
fuck out of a plant.
Just because there's bugs, there's so much about them I don't get, and the fungus, they really do freak me out.
anybody thinks they understand plants, look at Venus flytraps, okay? That's a plant that kills bugs. Look at this fucking plant in, I want to say Ecuador. Is that where it's from? There's this plant that looks like a flower, and mice and rats go around the edge of it because it smells sweet, and
they
it smells
slip.
like rotting meat in there, and they fall in, and this thing closes up on them, and they absorb it and eat it. They eat rats.
Oh, that goes right
Look at
there.
that. Check that. Can you back that up so I can
They
see
used
it?
to sell Venus flytraps. You could
Oh, yeah.
order one. Remember that shit?
Look at this
you could
shit.
Order
This
on-
mouse is like, man, this shit
Channel
smells
9.
good. Whoops, I'm in there now. I'm dead.
So it gets
Can't
it.
get out.
Is it slippery on the sides, or does the plant do
The whole
anything?
thing is just super slippery. Like the mouse, it has a delicious smell. So
What
the
if it's
mouse
an-
comes there
what
and
if
just
it's an
falls right in the
accident,
hole.
the whole-
Look at
like
this.
it's an accident?
A frog, bitch. Boom. Venus flytrap eats a fucking frog, son.
And how does the Venus flytrap actually eat it? Crush it to death?
Just
What if it's an
smushes
accident?
it,
What if it's not
absorbs
trying
it.
to eat it? It's like just a it's just a reaction, and then they just die, and then somehow it just like fertilizer just feeds it, but it's an accident. Like that rat that fell in that plant. That could be just like a glitch in the design.
Yeah,
like,
rats
dude,
are
rats
dumb.
just falling in,
Well,
and it ends up being fertilizer anyways.
Well, all sort of changes in plants or in animals is all like natural selection, right? So there has to be some random mutations, and then some of them stick. And
I
then
think the plant's
over
going, fuck,
millions of
another
years-
rat?
Yeah.
Shit, it's going to just smell the place up. God
or
damn it.
maybe mice were eating it, and slowly but surely figured out a way over millions of years to trick those fucking mice into
Yeah.
falling into a
I
big
think it's just
Yeah.
a coincidence.
Yeah.
coincidence.
So wait, they
It
fall in
could
there and they
be.
starve to death. How do they die?
No, they get absorbed by the plant.
What is there? Is there
I don't know. There's some sort of a digestive breakdown
that just digest them while
happens.
they're alive?
Something
Oh, what a
happens.
shit way to go.
It eventually dies in there. But the frog, with the Venus flytrap, I didn't even know they could eat a frog. That's a fucked up way to go.
Yeah.
A plant clamps down on you.
You wanna-
Imagine if you're walking
They
through the
need
jungle.
they need to try to breed gigantic ones of those.
Dude,
and
why
pl-
can't they? If they can
And
make
plant them in your house. That's something you
big
would
tomatoes.
have, right? Like you had piranha. What's all the crazy shit you had besides piranha?
That was the craziest. I was thinking about getting crocodiles at one point.
Are they legal or no?
You wanted a lion.
Exactly.
Dude, Venus flytrap, that's gangster.
Yeah.
Giant breeding giant ones.
Yeah, big ones. Big ones.
Hire
like a
some
palm tree.
scientists, some what do you call those dudes?
Botanist.
Triologist.
Yeah, treologist. A tree scientist. That's actually a great idea. Someone should do
Make
that.
giant ones. That's your security system.
What climate do you need for a
dude.
Venus
Why don't you
flytrap?
come try to rob me? I
LA,
dare you.
bro. Perfect.
You can grow them here? Yeah. But what, you know what, as an animal, what a dick you must feel like when a plant catches you?
So
How
bad.
fucking humiliating.
Imagine if you were walking through the jungle.
It's probably
and
the
you got
retards, huh?
caught by some plant that they didn't know about yet. Because there's like hundreds of thousands of different species in the Amazon. And there's places in the Amazon that people just don't go. There's no one there. And if there are people, they're like these uncontacted tribes. They find these villages. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? And they're like, what are you? Like, there's people to this day that are like these uncontacted tribes in the middle of the Amazon.
I read somewhere that 90% of the bugs in the Amazon don't have names because they just evolve so quick and they just can't keep up with the evolution. I don't know if that's true or not. But,
Oh, no, there's a bunch of bugs that don't have names.
but I'll
there.
tell you this: I went to I got tricked into going to Costa Rica once.
I love
thought we were
Costa
going-
Rica.
I thought we were going to Costa Rica, party Cancun. I was thinking Cancun the whole time. Going to Costa Rica, there's a bunch of people went. I'm thinking Cancun. I didn't know we were going into the jungle. We went into the jungle, and when at night
To sleep in the jungle?
a mansion in the jungle.
Oh, that's a mansion I could
Yeah,
handle.
but still, you're in the middle of the jungle, and at night, holy shit! I just doused my. I bought all the off at the they had a village and they had a little convenience store. I cleaned them out because I'm scared of bugs and I didn't want to really let anybody know that I was a big pussy about bugs. I got tricked into going. I literally I used off as gel in my hair and put it all over my face because I knew when that sun went down, it was gonna get nuts.
Even in the mansion, you were worried about getting
We
bit?
were all hanging out outside. It's so hot, and the mansion has open ceilings. It's open air.
Oh.
Dude, it was a complete nightmare. But my point is, at night, every night we'd all sit in front of the pool, and first you'd see all the frogs coming out of nowhere. And that first night, it was so trippy. The guys that lived there go, "You're gonna love these frogs. Don't be scared. They're the ones that are gonna save your ass." All these frogs are everywhere, and all of a sudden the bugs just start coming out, and it really is like Braveheart. It's a bunch of frogs, and you see them. You don't have to wait, and you just see them just going after bugs. It's just a war. And the guy that lived in the house, that was watching the house, he goes, "You're gonna love this." It's just chaos. At
So
night.
they're preventing
You're
you
in the
from
middle of the
getting bitten.
jungle. What was that?
They're preventing you from getting bitten by just eating the fucking
The
bugs.
off was preventing that. I was cool. They didn't come around me, but I swear, only once did I ever see a bug the same species. They were all different. They were all moths that look like mosquitoes, that look like centipedes, that look like stick. They were all different.
And it was all open air too, right? So they were flying in your room and shit.
Dude. I could talk about this for an hour, but they tricked me. It was a night. It was a nightmare.
Did they trick
'Cause
you
I hate
on
bugs.
purpose?
Because the people that liked it, they're the kind of people that have a giant spider moth lands on their shoulder. They just, like one of those dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they're unafraid
there's
of
dudes-
bugs, yeah.
You know those dudes that don't give a shit about bugs? If you like Costa Rica, if you want to move there, you're 100% one of those guys that doesn't
Did
mind
you have a
bugs.
net around you when you slept? They
You're
just give you a
supposed
fucking
to,
net?
but no one told me to bring a fucking net, and there was no more nets.
You had to bring your own net? What a shithole.
Dude, the first I walked in there, as soon as we're driving in this bus through the jungle, I'm going, oh my god!
How many days?
I did 7.
Oh.
It was a nightmare. Every night was a night. It was a nightmare, but I had to keep it inside because there was girls, and I was single, and it was like a slasher movie. And so I didn't say anything. I just knew it. I'm like, damn, I thought it was going to be like Cancun. Shit. So we get to the mansion. And they go, your room's there. Everyone's got their own rooms. There's a couple couples. They had a room. And as soon, I'm already tripping out going, fuck, when the sun comes down, holy shit. I'm a big, gigantic vagina when it comes to bugs.
Yeah.
Like moths scare the shit out of me. I'm a big pussy. And we're going into the jungle. That's all I was thinking about. Oh my God. Oh my God. So as soon as I walk into my room, I noticed that it's all open air. And I look up and there's about 40, 50 bees in my room. 40, 50 bees.
Are they nesting in your room?
They're just flying all over the fucking place. So I drop my bags and I go downstairs, and the guy that's watching the mansion, old Vietnam vet, white guy who left civil, all those guys that live down there, they leave their jobs, they leave their family, they try a new life, then they hate it, and now they can't go back. Now they can't go back because they left everything.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I went downstairs and I talked to this Vietnam vet. I'm like, is there supposed to be a bunch of bees in my room? Like, just turn on the ceiling fan on low. Don't turn it too high. You just want it to be uncomfortable for them, and then in a couple hours they'll be gone. They don't like that little breeze. I'm like, okay, all right. And I'm thinking, what about at night when the bugs just flood in? And he said, oh, you need a net to sleep in. I'm like, shit, where do you get those? It was they're usually sold out, and they were sold out. There was no net, so I slept every night. First of all, I was complaining about the bees. I was like, I had to let it out. I held it in, and I said, dude, do you guys have bees in your room? They go, yeah, we got bees too. I'm like, oh my god. So I started complaining about bees. And then a girl goes, okay, Captain Bee Watch, we get it. You don't like bees. And then at that point, I'm like, fuck, I got to shut the fuck up. No more peep out of me
No,
about
if someone
bugs.
calls you Captain Bee Watch, cunt is the appropriate response.
Yeah. So I never said shit. I held it in. But every night was a nightmare. I slept in a sheet, like completely covered, and you could just hear zzz, zzz, zzz. And then when I had to take a leak, the bathroom, again, if you like that, you don't care about bugs. So they want crazy shit like a bathroom. When you open the door and there's a bathroom, there's no walls and there's no ceiling. It's like an outside bathroom.
What?
They like that shit. Who
would
it's
like
cool.
that?
People that don't mind bugs. If you like the jungle, that means you don't mind bugs. It's like there's like, I think 60% of the population that don't mind bugs, 40% are terrified. I'm terrified.
Did you ever see
And
those
it was a
videos?
nightmare.
That guy that pets hornets. I watch videos of this guy that go on YouTube. There's a guy who will gently stroke wasps and hornets. He's like really fucking creepy fingernails.
Ew.
But he touches bees. That's probably my greatest fear is bees.
Oh, man. Every night, nightmare.
Did you get
I'll
bit?
never go to a jungle
Did you get
ever
stung?
again in my life.
Did you get stung
no,
by a
I had
bee?
too much off on me. I
went
was
to,
completely doused and
This the
off.
guy who pets the bees?
But he actually does it with other. This one probably has. It looks like a.
How come
Almost
they're
like
not stinging him?
that one probably has no stinger. It's probably a Japanese hornet. They're away from the nest. But this one may not have a stinger. But there's guys who does it on the nest. I've seen guys petting them on the nest.
Ew.
Yeah, this guy can live in Costa Rica, no problem.
That might not have a stinger.
He'd fucking
I
love
don't know,
it.
man. That looks like a stinger to me. People
Yeah, they
love
put-
those things.
Honey on their finger and it just fucking it comes up.
Yeah, that thing's trying to jack him, man.
Is it
He's
trying to
just-
sting him though?
Yeah, he's just avoiding it. He keeps trying to jack him.
I wish I had those powers. I wish there was a pill
No, you
that
don't.
could make me feel like that.
Why would you want to do that?
I would take like some
needs that?
pharmaceutical. Get rid of the fear of bugs. Like you got to be on it every day.
It is a weird
let me ask you
reaction.
this. What if the shit hit the fan? North Korea blows up the United States.
That's
United
not gonna
States
happen.
blows up North Korea. We go to war with Russia. We go to war with China. This place is a disaster, but you can live in Costa Rica still. It's safe. You just got to deal with bugs. Eddie?
I would go.
You would adapt.
I would deal it.
You would
I
adapt.
would deal with it.
You'd
Yeah.
adapt.
You would adapt, but I couldn't. Bugs really. It's a really weird. I don't know how anybody can be comfortable around them. I
You
don't.
get used to it.
I have silverfish in my apartment. They fucking disgust me.
I was-
Those little creepy things, they're creepy.
fucking horrible.
Dude,
Something creepy about them.
I was
Yeah.
doused. I doused myself every morning with fresh coat.
Did that make
of
you feel
off.
creepy?
I didn't give a shit.
No, I mean, like, did it make your body feel weird?
Fuck no. It
Didn't,
was
like,
worth it. The
doesn't-
bugs didn't want none. I had too much on me, man.
Did you shower
I
at all?
weighed- Dude, I put it all over my face, all over my hair, in my balls. I didn't want to get bit in the dick.
There's this stuff. You know what lidocaine is? Lidocaine
Sounds
is
familiar.
like a
Painkiller?
Yeah, it's like a numbing cream they put
Okay.
on. I had a bad sunburn once, like real bad. I was in Mexico and I was sitting out on the beach and I was not paying attention and I didn't realize how bad I got burnt. My back was on fire. I mean, it was like serious pain, especially if I'd start sweating. And so I got some of this lidocaine stuff, and it says like only put like 2 pumps of this shit put on your back. Of course, I put like 13 pumps. I put it all over my back because my back is in agony. And then like an hour plus later, I started feeling like shit, like nervous, like sketchy, like shaky. And I was like, oh my God, I've got like, this is like almost like a cousin of cocaine. You know,
Yeah,
it's like it's
yeah.
doing something to me. It's not like getting me high. Like I'm like,
Did you want to clean the house?
No, I felt shaky and creepy and
Did you want to have
weak.
sex?
I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do anything.
Well, it probably didn't go into your skin, right to your fucking central nervous
100%.
system.
What
Right
if it got
there.
you horny as
100%.
fuck?
What if it got your dick hard as a rock, but
go
it's
party. You
numb?
got any lidocaine, bro?
But it makes your dick numb. That's like the thing. It's a numbing cream.
My dick would wilt with a numbing
Dude,
cream.
when I was a
I
kid-
need to feel it. It
Hey,
would never stay hard.
when I was a kid, my problem when I first started having sex young, I was 13. My girlfriend was 13. She talked me into it. I didn't want to have sex. I was cool with dry humping, but I was cool with that. I was really aggressive. It took like 10 months to get to dry humping. It took a long time, but once I got the dry humping, I would nut. She would nut. We were done. We never
Like,
got
this is
beyond. We
good.
hit a big wall. We plateaued. But my problem when we ended up having sex, and after the 10th time, she started crying. And I asked her, what's going on? She goes, this is not what I thought it was going to be like. And I didn't know what the fuck I did wrong. So I told my brother, who was older, and he was really experienced with girls at that point. And the first thing he said is, well, how long are you fucking her? I said, I don't know. Minute, 90 seconds, I don't know. He goes, dude, that's why she started crying. Dude, you got to hold that shit. So I had a problem. I was premature ejaculation. Like, that was my big problem. So my brother gave me this cream called Stay Hard. And it was
Right.
like,
They sell in the porno shops. Absolutely.
Yes, old school
Yeah.
shit. It was called STA, just without the Y, hard. And I used that to so I could last a couple more minutes. It didn't really work.
I remember guys would always say that. They'd always talk about that. So, yeah, the reason why those guys could do that, they put this shit on their dick so they don't feel anything.
Yeah.
That's why they can fuck so long.
Yeah. It
First
worked
time
for
I-
5 minutes for me. Then my shit just went right through it.
First time I
they
almost came, I was getting blown. Me and my friend were hanging out, and I had my dick through a Hulk doll, and my friend is blowing me. I didn't know what cum was, so I felt the cum coming, so I ran to the toilet and stood over it, and nothing happened. It was a real dud.
This dude that I know that was in the porn business told me that back in the day they used to literally inject some sort of chemical into the vein in their dick
Caverjet they use.
to make their what is it?
Caverjet.
They still do that.
But it can fuck your dick up so bad it can turn purple or black because the blood doesn't leave it.
It's called Caverjet.
Caverjet. I think it's Caverjet. Yeah, I've talked to guys who have used it, and they said one guy said that his dick almost.
What if the
Almost
porn industry...
died?
No. I think he needed to have the blood drained, but he had a real problem with it, and he said he wouldn't do it again.
What if
Jesus.
it got so bad in the porn industry that they got their own like form of USADA? And they were testing porn stars for Viagra.
Oh my God!
Like
if
it
they
wasn't
tested
fair.
porn stars with Viagra, the business would collapse.
Can you imagine?
You'd go back to those 1970s days when John Holmes had a limp snake.
Yeah.
and he's trying to like shove it in chicks.
Or
John Holmes-
Arbola. You remember Arbola? He was the worst looking guy ever.
But John Holmes isn't that the guy with the giant dick? Is
Yeah,
that his
he
name?
died of it. Johnny Watt. Yeah,
Yeah,
John Holmes.
out
Yeah.
of all medications ever invented, isn't Viagra the most effective? That's the one that works the
It was
best.
a side
And it has
effect.
the
It was done
least
for your heart.
It's bad for your
No, I
heart.
It was
know-
made for your
I know.
heart, but I mean, it was a side effect that
Oh,
it
right.
worked on
Yeah,
your
but
dick.
it works. Yeah, but now it's
wonderful.
I mean,
But the side effects of it, like pretty mild.
Yeah,
Stuffy
no.
nose.
yeah.
But how many people are dropping dead of that?
Are people dropping dead of Viagra?
What does it say?
Penile fibrosis from this Caverject is one of the.
Oh, Caverjet, because you're
Penile
seeing it?
yeah, yeah.
fibrosis.
Okay, I gotta piss
What is
again.
that? What's penile fibrosis?
That sounds like a dick
You're saying
disease.
this like we would know what the fuck that is. You have to
Oh, I'm
explain that shit
sorry.
to us.
It's like psoriasis of the dick.
Deformed penis shape. Yeah,
Deformed penis shape?
yeah. And it
Whoa.
probably sounds like it stays that way. So
I wonder what it looks like.
Maybe it curves down.
Do you want me to look it up? Nah.
Nah, that's
Okay.
good. Damn, there's some KOs tonight. I guess we missed a bunch of KOs. So we found out that Brendan Schaub is a fucking
Genius.
He's a genius. He's a soothsayer. Is that the word? He sees the future. He's a prognosticator. He's dead right. He's right. He couldn't give it to Golovkin unless he killed Canelo. I wonder what the general public thinks about the decision. Whether or not they think it was a good decision.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
would have
know,
liked
but
to.
we're insulated.
I wanted
right?
to hear that interview, but
Yeah.
he didn't speak English anyways, right?
No, I forget what he thinks. What I would he of course I'm sure he thinks he won. I would like to see. I don't think he thinks.
What
he
if
won.
he said? But what if he says, like, you know what? I didn't win. He deserves it as a bad decision. What if he says something like that?
Well, that would be ballsy. That's a ballsy move, guys.
Someone said that recently in the UFC, right?
Yeah.
There was someone. Who was that? It was he won a bad decision, and he's like, you know what? I didn't win.
Yeah.
Who was
was
that?
that? I don't know, man. I see too many fucking fights. Eddie Bravo. Are you going to be there on October 7th? For Tony's fight?
Fuck yeah.
Beautiful.
Fuck yeah. Vegas.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane, man. He's training like a fucking machine.
I'm sure
dude.
he is.
Holy shit. His jiu-jitsu is sharper than ever. Man, you know, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight.
Very interesting fight. Big step up for Kevin Lee.
Yeah, he's an animal.
He is.
He's a beast. He's explosive. He's fast. He's got a really good rear naked choke. He likes getting the back and putting anacondas in, body triangles. He likes that. He likes that a lot.
Super well-rounded.
Yep.
And surging. He's like a surging young guy.
Yeah.
You know, only like 25.
But you got to kill Tony to beat him. You really do. You got to kill him. He's a savage. There's no way he's going to fight to the death.
Does he rent the same house every time when he goes up to Big Bear? Does he do like
a different house? Yeah.
Do you ever see Tito's place? I think it was still for sale a while back.
We just work out at his house. Just turn the garage out, turn it into a little jiu-jitsu room, and we just fucking work.
She's still fighting?
Tito? Yeah, he's got a couple more fights going on. He's thinking he's supposed to fight Chael Sonnen again, and he wants to fight Chuck Liddell, I think.
Does Chuck have any interest in that?
Yeah, he needs that cash.
Oh.
Tito used to have the sweetest setup up there. He had crazy big log houses, like 2 of them. And one of them his fighters would stay in that he was training with. One of them he would stay in. And he had a whole gym set up with a full-size octagon, the whole deal. It was pretty fucking dope. And it was for sale for a while. I don't know if anybody bought it. But Tito was one of the first UFC fighters to realize that. Just fucking hit up the Big Bear, man. Get that work in up there. It's worth it.
How old is Tito?
I would say now he's probably 37, 38. If
I
had
thought
to
he was
guess.
a lot older than that. Wow.
And you feel when you go by going up
How
to Big
old?
Bear?
Find out how old Tito
I
Tito
really thought he was a lot
Ortiz
older
is.
than that. I've been aware of him,
I'd
I
say
guess, since
38.
2000.
You know, when you do a camp up there, you feel like you've done everything right and
might
you've
be
done
40.
everything you can. So mentally,
42?
just being up there,
Yeah, right.
mentally,
Yeah.
you think like I'm up in Big Bear. That's like there's nowhere else to go. That's the spot right there.
Is that as high as you can train?
I think in California.
It's smart. You don't want to go any higher. You like I said, the best guys now, most of the time, they try to work at sea level and sleep up high.
Is that
like
what-
for endurance sports?
Is that what
and-
Golovkin does? He doesn't work out in Big Bear.
No, I think he works out up
Whatever
there
the
too.
fuck he does,
Yeah.
don't
Phenomenal.
doubt that shit.
Yeah, don't
Because
doubt
that guy went 100% all 12 rounds, and he wasn't tired at all at the end.
Well, for sure, it's definitely beneficial. The question is it the maximum amount of benefit?
It doesn't need any more to be more maximum.
Maybe it does. Maybe he could have had
check
an
this
extra-
out. Check this out.
extra
You're right.
burst.
You're right. We know what Big Bear does by watching Golovkin.
Yeah.
They're doing it the new way might be better, but who's proven that? Let me see a fight. Let me see a high-level fight like that. Let me see 12 rounds like that. Oh, you went down, you trained at sea level and then slept. I mean, I could see that working, but we already know what the Golovkin style works. We already know that. We
Good
know
point.
that.
Yeah,
You know?
it's a good point.
Why fuck with it? We know it works.
Because if
We
one of them
needed to-
works better,
I think it works. I think that would be like shit. We don't even know if that even works at all.
No, it does work. They
We don't
definitely know it works.
Who does it?
I don't know. I know that they've done these studies on oxygen utilization, and they do
NIST.
VO2.
Did they do those studies?
They do what's called VO2 max tests. No, it's very clear. Like you could.
I don't
put
know. I
masks
just
on
watched
people.
Golovkin against Canelo, and I
Yeah.
saw his ass. I wouldn't change shit. I wouldn't go, you know what? This might be better. Let's
Well,
try that.
imagine if he had 10% more endurance and he stopped Canelo. And Canelo trains
I don't
at
think
sea
it had
level,
anything
which
to
is
do with
interesting.
endurance.
Canelo
I
trains
think
in San
Canelo's just
Diego.
tough.
I know, it's because of that woman. That's what you got to do.
Hey,
Is
you know
fucking
what?
stay
Canelo
friends
had
with her.
incredible cardio, but Golovkin's cardio was clearly better because Canelo was dropping back. He couldn't keep the pressure. He wanted to rest a little bit.
What?
Golovkin was clearly in better shape.
What is
Clearly.
on Kamaru Usman's shirt? What are all those little gold
Lions,
things?
they're lions.
Those are
Like a
It
lions?
doesn't matter as long as it's gold,
Yeah.
man. That's all that matters.
Gold lions?
Yeah.
Look at those glasses. I hope they're not even real glasses.
I
hope
like
those
those
are clear
glasses.
lenses.
Come on, man. Those are some dope
That's
glasses.
what I'm saying. I hope they're just dope, clear lenses.
I want to improve. My cardio is so fucking terrible. Like I can't do 10 minutes on a treadmill.
You can do 10 minutes on a treadmill. You got to start at 4, and then work your way up to 5, and then eventually 6.
Dude, I'm so tired. This is the apnea. Fucking I walk up the steps and I'm like, ugh, like I shouldn't be feeling this.
Yeah.
It's fucking awful.
You got to do something about that.
I know. I might get the surgery again and then go with the mat because Matt keeps telling me take jiu-jitsu, but I'm exhausted all the time. I really
Yeah.
want to take it, but it's like that weird.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, it's
Sleep
fucking
apnea
awful.
is rough. That's a rough thing, man. Yours is all fucked up too because it's like central nervous system stuff, right? It's not.
It's both kinds. It's just
both kinds.
My fucking blows.
Speaking of which, let's wrap this bitch up. I gotta head to the Comedy Store.
Can I live a couple dates?
Fuck yeah.
October 10th, Tuesday, October 10th at the Ice House. We're doing, me and Sam Tripoli, tinfoil hat comedy. We're going to just make fun of comedy conspiracy theories. And then
you doing his podcast? Is that what it is? He's doing it
No,
live?
it's a comedy show at the Ice House. It's nothing but conspiracy theory themes.
Oh, he's got that podcast, Tinfoil Hat Conspiracy
No,
Show
exactly.
podcast.
That's why we called it that. Just,
cool.
just going to...
What's the dates again?
Tuesday, October 10th. October 22nd, EBI 13, Gary Tone and the Lightweights. We're going to have Richie Boogeyman doing a 4-man combat jiu-jitsu. And then November 12th is Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds 1 with Tonin. Again, he's fighting 3 weeks before that without strikes. And then Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds 1, Gary Tonin's going to fight with palm strikes.
Ooh,
we're going to do the
exciting.
same thing. A lot of Mac Danzig's doing it. Diego Brandau's doing it. Cole Miller's doing it. Wagner Rocha's doing it. AJ Agazarm is doing it. Nathan Orchard. Dude, it's going to be fucking nuts. Jiu-jitsu with palm strikes.
That's a crazy lineup. That's your lineup?
Yeah.
What date is that again?
That's on Sunday, November 12th. We're doing it at the Florentine Gardens.
People aren't going to remember the date,
Elmont.
but what's the, they will, but what's the website where they could go check out all of it?
On Instagram, at Combat JJ Worlds.
Combat JJ Worlds.
I got my tour, Kneeling Room Only. Starts September 22nd in Seattle, and then I just go all the way through February, up doing every major city.
Oh my God, you're an animal.
What
are you doing? Just trying to get tired?
No, I would love to do another special, man. I got to do something. I can't, I feel worthless enough when I'm working, much less when I'm not, so I got to just keep busy.
Beautiful.
So, JimNorton.com for dates.
All right, fuckers. That's it. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Good night.
Goodbye. You're going to the Comedy Store?